You know, back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song.
Chance to say anything, you're already laughing.
What? It's a funny clip.
I know it is. We lost Alf.
Alf's like, fuck this, I'm not watching this shit again.
Oh man, I'm coughing because I was laughing so hard from last night's streams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday Picard season 3, episode number 3. I'm so discombobulated. Samiel, how are you?
I am alive. How are you?
I'm alive. Alf's back.
Yeah, it did the same daggum thing it did last week, where as soon as you started the stream, it cut all my audio. I don't know why it does that. But...
It's because you are you streaming on a potato again?
I'm streaming on my phone. But it doesn't do that with anyone else, just you.
You know what I noticed is that whenever I go on what the fuck is it called? God damn it. Skinemax. Fucking last night that my mic is always like fucking this audio's jacked the fuck up. It's like always like way loud. So I actually turned it down last night and they're like, you're a little low, and I'm like, ugh. So did we lose Alf again?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I thought we would kick something off with something funny from last night because Skinemax on Vets Talking got freaking wild. I figured we could have a decent laugh and then we'll jump into Picard, kind of wake us all up here. So without any further delay.
It was the wrong time of year. It was like junior year figuring shit out, and then I just stopped senior year because I just couldn't figure it out. I had jobs and stuff, so.
Yeah, we don't care.
Well,
Anyway.
your jobs are so fucking important, but us as everything.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
What did he just say? What the fuck are you doing?
He
Oh
was
my-
hammered.
He was fucking hammered, and it gets worse.
Adam, I mean,
I heard your jobs are so fucking important.
How
about
about
Hey,
selling?
Ryan.
He's like cosplaying Joe Biden over here.
No, he sounds like a dude off the water boy.
You like seeing
another super
He's like, you like seeing someone who's naked? What?
The pressure.
Help me out with my ending of the fucking show.
You want to end the show?
You just don't get. You get butt hurt.
It's not even the best part.
I gotta point out here real quick once again. Shaven Dermy looks like the bastard love child of Henry Kissinger and John Goodman.
I know. Dermy looks rough, man. He looks like he looks like he belongs on a list.
Like he looks better with scruff. I'm sorry, he does.
He really does.
Wasn't he pretty drunk last night too?
He was decent. But
I'll tell you, Adam is a lightweight. I mean,
Oh
he'll have like 5 beers and be just plastered.
Oh, he was destroyed. And you'll see, because this is literally the last little bit here. Where, and oh my God, we're going around the horn, and he interrupts Sheila, and we still have me, Sheila, and me to go, and he interrupts. At least
You've been playing the new Zelda?
It plays like a video game. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm not a snob about that. Miss Sheila Aliens.
Yes.
What do you got going on? Other than you have better boobs than Dermy. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
No, I have the better boobs.
No, you don't.
She has the better boobs.
If you speak again, I kick you from stream.
Boot him. Boot him now.
Let's see your beautiful.
There you go.
I didn't fucking speak. You broke the rules.
You're a bigger bitch than I am, that's for sure.
And this is the point. Watch this. Like, so Sheila hasn't even promoted anything. Neither have I. And here we go.
Oh, my fucking
Everybody, with
Second.
that, I would love to wish everybody a
You don't get the butt hurt, and then you'll get warned.
Saturday. Everybody
Chatterbait.
have a wonderful
Chatterbait?
weekend.
Did he say
Hey,
Chatterbait?
everybody follow me on Chatterbait.
I don't follow it. It's
Wait, Sheila has a chatterbait?
He's trying to do the knife hand thing,
I
going
don't have
people.
one. If Adam has a chatter,
Should I help him find the video?
Everybody have a wonderful fucking weekend.
it's a deep fake.
He was destroyed.
This is why you don't drink on stream, folks.
He said something about chatterbait.
Or-
For what? Wait,
or-
chatterbait.
Or if you're gonna drink on stream, know your limits.
Right?
Oh, man. They kept dropping 20s, man. It was bad. I think we got
He needs to up that number on like when he takes shots.
Either that
Yeah.
or be more careful about instituting rules about super chats.
He even said something too. He's like, I forgot to up the rule. But yeah, he was it was like we got like 260s. We got like
Oof.
4. This was from Carl Devil. I can't remember. Yeah, I think but anyway, it was like 2762. So it was like supposed to be 762, like the am. Oh my god, it was bad. So like $60 is 3 shots. So literally you got 2 of
good
those. So
grief.
that's 6 shots right there. And then I think we got probably a good 6 20s. It was wild.
Yeah,
But
he probably needs to up that to like 50 to take a shot.
I
or
have a
something.
feeling he's probably destroyed today.
Oh, I'm sure he is, dude. I only ever drank once on stream, and I didn't have that much. I had a couple of fingers of whiskey. That was it. And the only reason that I did that was because it was fucking New Year's Eve, and it was a special episode, whatever.
Mhm.
And Caucasian Sasquatch was on that one. This was before Ryan, you joined the Saturday panel, but he and I were drunk enough that we started an 1.5 hour long argument with every other panelist about whether or not Starfleet was a military organization.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry I missed that one.
Yeah, normally if I'm drinking on stream and I know I've had too much, I'll just see myself out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, well, he was yeah, when he was like Ryan, can you help me end the show? I'm like, you want to end the show?
Hey, Kohai.
Hey, Kohai, what's up? And Adams just like lays his head back. He's like, yes. He was gone.
Like, I really want to go to bed now.
Oh man, oh, it was so funny. But all right, that kind of livened us up. So because I know all of us were dragging a little bit.
It's the chatterbait thing.
Like, oh my God. He said chatterbait, and everybody was like, chatterbait? What are you talking about?
So now we got to go look to see if he has a chatterbait account.
I know. He's Jack Murphy 3.0.
He's got pictures of Dermy with his shirt off.
Oh, sweet mother of God, that was great. Oh, but yeah, that's probably one reason most of us are dragging, as a lot of us were up pretty late. But all right, who's ready for some Picard?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh. Captain, she's still on us. Helm evasive.
Dun dun dun.
And we're gonna do our best to try not to get Samuel's channel up.
Yeah, that was I think Alf, you left before this happened. They took my fucking stream down twice, and we didn't even have anything on fucking screen.
Oh, I remember. I popped in just to listen to you guys after I left, and I mean, it was like almost a minute that you were down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's all in there now. I mean, like, you go back and you can watch it now, and it's all on there like it didn't happen. You just hear us bitching about it being off.
I know, right?
So you guys fought it?
Yeah, we're in dispute with it.
Yeah, they of course it's visible now, but it'll stay in dispute because they won't do anything about it. I don't at least think so. But okay, so we got the Shrike is chasing the Titan through the nebula.
Basically picks up right where it left off last episode.
Right where it left off, without any hesitation. Obviously, there's a little bit of ill will going around because this is kind of, everybody thinks this is Jack's fault.
One more time.
This is your fault.
Literally.
Speaking of, I would also like to point out here that, while Vadic seems like unhinged when she's just conversing, especially when she's conversing with like Shaw or Picard or something, she seems unbalanced. Here, when she's hunting, she is calm like nobody else.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an ADHD person when you stick a video game in front of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or a predator.
Something to focus on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I'll try to. All right.
God damn it! Shields, weapons.
Engineering, take whatever power you need. Prepare to warp.
You can't warp away as long as we're inside this thing.
We're losing visual on the stern. Send somebody down to look out the goddamn back window. As soon as we shake her, we break for the exit.
Sir, engineering reporting we've taken hits to our warp field coils. We cannot run them on impulse alone.
Nebula interference. Deeper we go, worse it gets for external sensors.
So basically, the plan right now is tied. And because quite frankly, they don't have a whole lot more options. We're going to listen to the dialogue, but we can't do it with the visuals because obviously we don't want Samuel. Because last time my channel didn't get flagged once, but Samuel's got it twice.
Yeah, I mean, we both got taken down eventually, but yeah, it was.
It was like 30 minutes. It was literally 30 minutes after too. Like they blocked it, but no, like yours is the only one that went down live.
Yeah,
they hate you.
They do.
She's strategic. She knows we're blind. We can't run. She'll break away at us until we surrender.
We need to hide, Captain.
Damn it. LaForge, go deeper.
Here we get the first sense that Picard is not on the same page as Riker.
I want to make a note. I want to make a note here. The music. That's the Wrath of Khan music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very reminiscent of Wrath of Khan because they're going deeper and hiding in a what they think is a nebula.
Mm-hmm.
Good catch.
Yeah, that was a great catch.
Yeah, at this point, we still don't know who these guys are, aside from Vatic saying her name.
Yes. We have zero idea who these people are. So yes. Now they've actually managed to ditch the ship inside the nebula for right now.
There go the sensors. We lost her. For now.
Dun dun dun, and then roll credits. Yeah. So, like every other nebula in the history of fucking Star Trek, it interferes with sensors.
I wanted to go back to when I pointed out that they use the Wrath of Khan music. I think this is the difference between fan service and member berries. So they just overlaid the music into the scene. They didn't go just, hey, you remember Wrath of Khan, right? It was just the music. And a lot of people, if you weren't paying attention, you didn't catch it. But that was the Wrath of Khan music.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, 100% right about that. And they didn't recreate that scene from Wrath of Khan shot for shot either. They like you're saying, they just kind of layered that music in there, and it's for people who know, like yourself.
Yeah. And there's a moment later that with music that I'll identify when we get to it.
Good deal.
Yes. All right. So now we are going to little bit before y'all.
I have to say this de-aging was not bad in this scene, considering they didn't have the budget that they've had in the past.
Yeah, they also they don't give you a specific time frame as to when this scene is happening, but it's like clearly not long after Riker's son is born, like he just says to your newborn son, but you don't know, like they just say before. They don't say like, so many years ago or on this star date or whatever.
And Patrick Stewart still sounds old in this scene, but the de-aging wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't. But yeah, he's still sounding pretty tired and old. But we did get a little bit of liveliness out of him this episode. I will admit that.
Regarded by many as life's greatest challenge, but I have no doubt your son is in capable hands.
Cheers.
Because he'll be looked after by the wisest of souls, someone endowed with great kindness, patience, and unconditional love.
I don't know what to say.
His mother.
Card's got jokes.
Yeah.
What's interesting about this scene is that they managed to go from sort of a lighthearted camaraderie to a very, very serious and poignant moment. And then, they shift back a little bit to the funny towards the end of it. But, like Marvel take notes.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
They do it very well here. I like how they structured this scene and their relationship in it.
It's called actual good writing, which is something that Phase 4 and 5 desperately needed and need.
Yeah. Especially given the context that because we know already here that Riker's son is dead.
Said on the call that the
Yes.
delivery was touch and go.
Oh, we were on the Titan, of course. They hailed me from sickbay. You better get down here, sir, right away. The tone of voice, it was not what you wanted to hear. It took 17 seconds to get down there. The longest
Name drop.
turbulent ride of my life.
Yep.
I thought I was losing him. My unborn son. His whole future flashed in front of my eyes.
And in that moment, you became a father.
That's right. And everything you've read in the books and the poems about fatherhood goes right out the window the moment you see your kid. He's so small and so fragile. You just know that you gotta take care of them at all costs. You'd burn the world to save them.
That's important.
Yes.
Right there. What he says right there is number one, not only is that true for that ring true for any parent worth a damn. But what he says there echoes what happens later in the episode. Also, I have to commend Frakes here for his performance. I don't believe that he was really acting in the scene. I think he was talking about his own children.
Yeah. He also directed this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, he directed this episode. He did a really good job on this episode, I think.
Yeah, but you get the sense when he's talking there that he's not he's not acting, he's not performing, he's telling the truth.
Yeah, agreed.
So very happy for you, Will.
I hope one day you get to have this feeling too. Nothing like it.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, enjoying whiskey and cigars, are we? Well,
First appearance of Troy.
Yep.
And your son just vomited all over engineering. Projectile vomit, 4 feet in the air. They should study him for science.
I'm sorry, Imzadi. I'll be right there.
Bring the whiskey.
I wish you luck, Captain.
What was that name he called her? Imzadi? I've never
It's
heard that before.
it's a term of endearment. If you go back to, I even think there's a TNG episode called Imzadi where, it talks a little bit about their relationship, but it's a
Is it a
term.
beta Z thing?
Yeah, it means beloved.
Okay.
To simplest explanation, it means beloved. And also, if you go back and watch Star Trek Nemesis, when the Riemann Viceroy is invading Troy's mind, right?
Yeah.
That word comes up then.
Okay. Interesting. All right, back to present day and back to the shit is hit the fan.
Stern, report.
Negative, Captain. Still no sign.
No visuals of the strike.
Literally looking out the back window.
Update from
Yeah.
engineering.
Still working on repairs. They estimate at least 2 hours before warp will be operational again.
What now?
Energy surge from the nebula, sir. Electrical and biological signatures.
Well, that's fun. Anyone else want to throw more weird shit at me? Forge, we are up.
I love that.
I know.
His sarcasm is great.
I know it actually adds to the show really well. To be quite frank, when we first met him, he was kind of came off as a giant douche. Now you actually kind of have an endearment for him.
Asmar, you just pulled 36-hour watch. You're relieved. Get some rest while you can.
I appreciate this here too, because even in the face of imminent death, he is concerned with the well-being of his crew, and obviously they can't perform at peak capacity if they're exhausted. So, he relieves the crew and has them go to rest.
Yes.
This I don't get. Like, now she's confined to quarters. At the end of the last episode, she was out hunting Jack down with everybody else.
I know, right? And she, he said she might have earned her station back, so that's a little confusing. Unless, I don't know.
It feels like that we're missing context is all.
Yeah, maybe they probably cut something out, and unfortunately, isn't Kurtzman Trek a little bit known for kind of leaving some context out?
Yeah, bad editing.
Yeah, bad editing. So
I just wanted to check on you.
I'm charged with insubordination and confined to quarters, but thanks.
My father is one of the greatest Starfleet engineers that ever lived. People
Yes,
were
he
fine
is.
with me following in his footsteps, but the moment I decided to be a pilot, oh boy.
This sounds rehearsed.
People didn't think I belonged either. She's here because Starfleet couldn't say no to Geordie LaForge's daughter. One of the few ways my dad and I are alike. We have a hard time making friends.
If this was standard Kurtzman writing this, she would have been followed in his footsteps, been a engineering and been the best engineer ever.
Would have left him in the dust.
Yep, been the bestest ever, and her father would have been literally an afterthought.
I liked the twist of her not going down the engineering path. I think
I
that
do
was
too.
pretty good.
Because most kids, guess what, don't want to do what their parents did.
I like the fact that it's kind of tied into a little bit of that teenage rebellion that all kids go through.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I gotta stop that yawning crap.
When we do, you know their value. Shaw may call you insubordinate for helping yours, but I got what
I don't know if that's accurate, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's accurate either. Because
Geordie's pretty goddamn by the book.
Yeah, he really is by the book, and I think you rarely saw him step out of line. Like what the one episode where he where the computer or whatever, he fell in love with the computer. Remember, because of
Oh
the
yeah,
that
hologram.
was
Yeah.
that was one of the only ones I can think off the top of my head where he kind of went against his better judgment, and he knew the whole entire time it was against his better judgment too.
Yeah.
Just a couple of cracked ribs healing up nicely. You will be fine. Excuse me.
Whoa. Watch it. She's injured.
I'm fine. Dr. Oak put me to task.
It would take me longer to explain to you how everything has changed over the last 20 years than to do it myself. But thank you.
Wow, pissing contest, huh? Cat fight.
You are good to go. Just take it easy.
I think probably Crusher would be fine, given that she's already, one of the most brilliant physicians the Starfleet's ever had, and the fact that she was doing this shit, on the black market for the last 20 years. She probably knows more about how this shit works than that doctor does.
That's what I was gonna think. I'm like, you think that she didn't keep up with her training? Like, get out of here. I don't buy that one fucking bit.
Jack, what do you say?
Nothing she has to say can't be said in front of me.
It's okay.
The big conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to flash in between just so we can get context of emotion.
2 months before I left the Enterprise, do you remember our shore leave on Casparia Prime? The waterfalls? A perfect day on borrowed time. They called you back early. That's how it always was with us. There was always a clock. That day maybe more than any other because we both knew we were at the end.
I didn't know I would never see you again. I would wonder for years what it was that I had done, having no idea that it was really all about what you had done.
We ended our relationship.
Our romantic relationship for the 5th time.
Well, I got pregnant that night.
Kind of feel like that's something maybe she should have told him. Just a little bit.
So does he.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he makes a very good statement coming up in a few seconds here.
Yeah. Yeah. She's literally about to say, she just said, I wanted to tell you.
Then why didn't you?
I struggled over telling you. I wanted him to know you, but then refugees from Kalara 5, angry about Romulan relocation, kidnapped you and held you for 9 days.
Oh, so my only window was for 9 days.
Then I tried again, but this time, 2 Reman assassins intercepted the ship in the Denatra sector and held a disruptor to your head.
And how is that?
That only days later, Starfleet asked you to negotiate with the Praetor, and a photon grenade detonates meters from you. And that is when I knew it would be like that forever. It will be what it always was. Attempts on your life.
And you never thought, if you had told me, it all might have been different.
Jean-Luc, when the galaxy comes calling for you, you are not put upon by it. You love it. Don't tell me you would have walked away.
Beverly.
Yeah. Big box. If gold roads were paved with good intentions, yeah. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Always
Hey,
will be.
Big Box. Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome. Welcome.
You made the choice for me. You don't get to condemn people before the fact.
Over and over. You told
He's
me
absolutely
you never
right.
wanted to have a family.
Yes.
That you could never be a father because you were too afraid to be like your own.
Don't take my past and use it to justify and rationalize your actions. How dare you take my confiding in you about my father, about my fears, and use it to cut me out of the biggest decision of my life.
100% right.
Yep.
What could have been had I known? What might I have been? Father? A husband? I know now I would never have been my father. But I could have learned that 20 years before.
When Jack was on his way, I was terrified. All I knew was that if you're the son of Jean-Luc Picard, there's a target on your back. I lost my parents, then a husband, then my son Wesley, all to the same stars that own you.
You know, I can understand her fear to get him involved with Picard because
Sure.
Picard just always has a target on his back.
Yeah.
She still didn't have the right to hide that from
Sure.
him.
And she makes it very clear how big a target it is here in a minute. This is also, I'd like to point out, the only time Wesley is mentioned in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Allergies are acting up again. For the love of monkey, irritating me. But yes.
Mother, your whole being is about protecting your child. I thought I could protect mine. I didn't know if I could protect yours.
Somebody's vibrating.
Yeah, it's me. I'm trying to fix it. Hold on.
It feels too good.
Dude, stop
I'm
playing,
almost done.
Stop playing Animal Crossing with your butt plug. God damn it.
I'm almost there, guys.
It's just a little longer. Oh, God. Fucking Animal Crossing. We talked about that shit last night, too. I was still stuck in my mind after our stream. Oh.
Can you please stop looking at me like that?
Like what?
Like I'm the outcome of some science experiment.
Sorry to tell you, kid, but you are. I spent 2 decades in the spaceship watching you get cooked up before you were born.
I think this is a good scene. It's because Picard and Riker have such a good relationship that this is almost like Jack's uncle talking to him.
Yeah, I would agree.
No, please don't. He is not Dad.
He is one of the finest men I've ever known.
Is he? Let's just say that in my time in this universe, I've always found one thing to be true. The bigger the legend, the more disappointing the reality.
We're all faulty. Just human.
I heard he's positronic.
He's still the same man.
It seems accusatory stares are contagious.
People have a right to know who or what they're putting their lives on the line for.
I didn't ask them for that.
That's true. It's fair, too. He didn't ask for it, but it is fair for them to want to know.
Now you've got to own it.
Agreed.
The best thing you can do is give them a reason to feel good about it.
Look, I don't know much about you. Sometimes my mother, she'd start telling a story about all of you. And her eyes would light up. And then she'd get sad and stop. Have you got family, Riker?
Feel free to call me Captain. Yes. I have a wife and a daughter. And I have a son.
Yeah. So that whole exchange just reminded me, you know how we're always talking about like CW feelings and hallway shit. That was literally what that scene was, but because it was better written, we're not bitching.
No, because it actually had feeling. It actually brought all of us back to the Next Generation, thinking about all the fun we had watching that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, there's nothing to bitch about. It's actually well written, and for Star Trek in today's world, that's extremely rare.
You know, and I've seen a lot of criticism of even this season from a lot of people who were just like, "Gosh, there's just so much talking." I was like, "You clearly have never watched Star Trek before."
I was about to say, yeah, what? Like, that's what they do in Star Trek.
You know, and Big Box anal mall crossing, yeah.
Yeah.
You go and watch our stream from yesterday on my channel.
Jesus.
And the whole last like 45 minutes was about butt plugs and Animal Crossing. Anyway, yeah, moving on.
If, you know, for adult subjects, if you know, if you want to buy a Nintendo Switch and Animal Crossing, there's a Bluetooth butt plug app, just for whatever, I don't know. We still don't know. Okay, look, I'm not going to get into this. We're I can't go down this rabbit hole again. Jesus.
Nothing. Jack and I help those in need on World Starfleet.
Spend half the episode talking about butt plugs.
It was Cat's fault. That's all I'm saying.
It was Cat's fault.
Then Klingons boarded us a day later. They were trying to take him. Then went to Starfleet, and still they came for him. Everywhere we go, someone turns on us. You are the only one I can trust.
Why do they want Jack?
I don't think it has anything to do with him. I think it somehow has something to do with you.
Yes and no.
No, neither do we. But that's no bounty hunter ship. That's a warship with Jean-Luc
Yeah.
Picard-sized enemies behind it.
That is a. Well, I like that line.
Let's get back to the bridge.
Yeah.
I like that line because Jean-Luc Picard-sized enemies are, you know, the Borg Collective, Q,
He went to
you know,
Yeah.
godlike beings.
Yes. Yes. Gates McFadden does look great. For she's aged well.
She's in her 70s too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
school in London never shook it. Maybe it's in his DNA.
Maybe it is. I mean, accents typically aren't, but okay.
Didn't he deserve a chance to get to know me?
When he was old enough, I told him who you were and where to find you. I encouraged him to meet with you. He decided not to.
That's pretty typical, though. If you've never really known your father.
It's still rough to hear as a father.
No, it really is. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you just found out the kid existed.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't raised by my biological father. You know, I didn't even really know him, but that's because he was he had a severe alcohol problem and decided to be unkind. We'll just say that with his hands. So, yeah, but no, at the same time, that's tough to hear. I mean, it's the kid's decision, though. It was the kid's decision, but what she did was inexcusable. That wasn't her decision. You know, she owed him something, but the kid didn't.
Walk with me, Will.
What did Beverly say?
It's immaterial.
Immaterial. It's your son.
Survival is the only thing that matters. I placed the crew of this ship under unnecessary danger.
Here he admits fault, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him. Moments with your kids. You never know what you might regret. God knows.
Well, it's irreparable.
I like how they put Will in a position of advantage too, of you know, wisdom that Picard doesn't have because he lost his son. I think that's a good role reversal, since Picard was always the wiser one.
Well, you know, when Riker first signs on with the Enterprise, way back in season 1 of TNG, he was, you know, he was competent, but he was cocky. He was cocksure. You know?
Yeah,
and he was very much full of himself and his ability to get the job done. Now, he happened to be right about it most of the time, but there was an arrogance to him that he no longer has here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know, because he's been tempered with wisdom and with the defeats that life throws your way.
Yeah, no, I do like the role reversal a little bit there. I think that's good character development.
And if you notice, at the beginning of TNG, Picard was much more stern. But
yes.
With time, he has loosened up a little. Plus, he's left Starfleet, obviously, so he can let down his guard a little bit. He was a lot more stern, especially in that first season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
Shut up, Wesley.
I know the ship's captain of...
Yeah, I know. I love that part. Shut up, Wesley.
Darth Riker.
Bridge, visual contact of the strike. Bearing 047, 3,000 meters and closing.
Battle stations! It's impossible. How the hell did she find us?
How did she find them?
Yes. Ow.
I like the effects of the shields. You can see like when they get hit, the shields kind of reverberate like in waves.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that because it kind of indicates that the shields are doing what they're designed to do, which is to disperse energy.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think that's a cool effect. It adds to it adds very well. I like the effects of the battles between the ships. Now we have a bit of a serious problem because
Shaw's injured.
yes, and he is injured quite severely. And so,
But like most injuries, like of a severe nature, he does not realize how injured immediately. You know, like you know how that goes. Sometimes you fall off a fucking thing and you end up puncturing a lung with your rib or something like that. You don't necessarily. The adrenaline keeps you from realizing exactly how much damage you're in.
Yeah.
Until later.
Yep. Yeah. Until all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's just like you can't breathe, and you're just like, holy shit, what the hell? Yeah, it's like pretty much everybody, you know, you see like an adult try to skateboard for the first time in 20 years, and he falls and lands on his back, and you don't realize that he throws his back out, and he jumps up and tries to walk. He's like, I'm good. And he's like, oh, I'm not good. And it's like yeah. Which literally happened to me. It's like not to.
Yeah, I think to a degree, Shaw is at least physically in shock here.
Yeah, he is absolutely in shock.
You got us into this. You are coming to get us out. Computer. Transfer command. Captain William Riker Proton. Authorization Shaw.
Was that his bone sticking out of his leg?
Yeah, it doesn't look the best.
Command transfer authorized.
Even Riker looked at his leg in shock.
Captain?
Yeah.
We still have visual. She's right behind us.
Admiral, can you roll and not fire? Single photon torpedo. Halfway between us and them. Key the phasers, light it up. The concussion should. Torpedo away.
Boom, shockwave.
It worked, Captain. We may have shaken her.
Thank you, Jean-Luc.
That's a cool effect. I like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think it might be time you called me number one.
There's a nice callback there.
Yes, it is. It's got nice little nostalgia, so we'll show it.
Now we're gonna catch up with Rafi. Last time we saw her, she was being hauled out of Sneed's place by Worf, who just decapitated the Ferengi and killed all of his men.
Yeah,
and I do have a comment to make about this scene coming up.
She looks like ass, by the way.
She's in withdrawals.
Yeah, she looks rough.
They say that they are confident that Feluco was working alone, believing this to be an isolated incident.
Okay, this music that Worf is playing. Do you guys remember in Star Trek First Contact, near the beginning of the movie, when Picard was sitting in his office with his eyes closed, just listening to opera music? It was this song.
Was it? I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
When I heard it when I was rewatching, I went back and watched that scene from First Contact. And I'm like, yep, same song.
Yeah, I knew it was Earth opera, but like his Worf has talked quite a bit about how his love for opera, but how his parents introduced him to opera on Earth, whereas Klingon opera is obviously quite a bit different. And so you expect him to be listening to this kind of music, but now I hadn't caught that it was the same track, which is pretty cool. Although, just to kind of call back a little bit, you guys remember in The Undiscovered Country when they're all the Klingon ambassador is sitting down, or the Chancellor sitting down with the crew of the Enterprise at dinner, and General Chang is talking about Hamlet and how you haven't lived until you've heard it in the original Klingon.
I think so. Yes,
I do remember.
Yeah,
that.
I think I remember that. Yeah,
it says something about Klingons and their entertainment and where they get it from.
But yes, this is Worf being Worf.
Yeah, when we're done with this stream, go back and watch First Contact and see that scene I'm talking about, and you'll hear it.
Hell you are.
Yeah, not a good idea.
That's impressive considering that those particular knives are not very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
House of Martok.
Well, he is a Klingon. They have more strength than humans.
Yes.
Bane to the Duras family. Slayer of Gowron. I have made some chamomile tea. Drink it, sugar.
I fucking love this guy.
I know. I've made some chamomile tea. Would you like some sugar?
He's naming off all these epic names, and
I know.
like some tea.
I know. It's so awesome. I love it.
Worf, you're a legend.
And you're offering me tea.
I used to talk about you all the time. You're exactly as I imagined you to be. Also, not so much.
I've learned of late, one must access calm as much as fire. So I have been, as humans say, working on myself.
See, this right here is something that, like, while that's a funny line, it kind of bothered me a little bit because it sort of sounds like a lot of that Kurtzman trick, kind of,
I didn't see it that way. I just saw it as he's an older Klingon. He's developing wisdom. He's learning not to be brash.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is I started off seeing it the first time I saw this. I was just like, oh Jesus Christ, they're gonna neuter Worf here. But as time went on, and then I went back and obviously watched it again and stuff, I see it more from your angle than I did from my initial one.
He has
but
more
initially,
tact, basically.
he's learned the value of discretion, which is not a bad thing. I mean, like Ryan's always saying, character development, and I get that. But the very first time I saw this, it was just like, oh Jesus Christ, they're gonna cut his balls off.
Yeah, see, and I didn't get that, but then again, I haven't seen Kurtzman Trek, so I've saved myself a little bit of some of that heartache, I guess. But no, I can see where you're coming from on that. Big Box says, I like that Enterprise's Mirror Universe episode said Shakespeare is pretty much the same in both universes.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
The last thing I remember that Ferengi was going to kill me.
But I will take your money, and they'll take your head.
It's not your time to join the dead.
Gotta love drug flashbacks.
Yeah.
Especially when they involve a slaughter.
Yeah.
You're Starfleet?
My concerns align with theirs. Think of me as a subcontractor.
This is important too.
There is something coming. Some kind of attack.
There was an attack. The recruitment center. Using stolen weapons from Daystrom.
I fear that was only the beginning of something much bigger.
That's what I told you. So why would you order me to disengage when I'm obviously right?
Because I thought you would get yourself killed, or nearly so. And I too was obviously right. Withdrawals. From the narcotic you ingested in your eye before I saved your life.
You blew my cover.
You had already accomplished that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Family. Sobriety.
I don't know. I would have thought about that before you did it. Your husband, hey, your ex-husband gave you a choice.
I think her ex-husband is the reason that her cover was blown. I don't think he did it intentionally, but the fact that she went to him to set the meet gave her away.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that is on her.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to point out the subcontractor thing. So this is obviously after Worf's legitimate Starfleet career. He's gone back to the Empire at this point. Restored honor to his house and to his name, and all of that stuff. But he is working in conjunction with Section 31 of Starfleet at this time because, like he said, their interests align, that sort of thing. But he is no longer officially Starfleet.
Yes. Sorry, excuse me. Oh.
Almost died on a mission that everyone told you should not work.
Yeah, thanks. Pile it on. I've heard worse from bigger legends than you.
You have the heart of a warrior. And the instincts.
There
is something coming.
And the arrogance of an asshole.
I've known it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Her character is still mildly dislikable, I'm going to admit.
Wait.
Ain't nothing mild about it.
I'm not done here. I do not need a babysitter. I've been undercover for months. I have my finger on the pulse.
Rafaela, I know who paid the Ferengi to lie.
I do like that the change of pace from Kurtzman Trek. He does put her in her place.
No, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good because like right now he's telling her, look, you fucked up. I had to save your ass, and she's bitching at him for saving her fucking life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, there's no gratitude here with her.
No. I do agree. Yeah, her character's definitely it started out as mildly unlikable in the beginning. It seemed like she was just eager to kind of right the wrongs or something, but now
Yeah.
And
I think I've mentioned this before. I don't like Raffi. I don't like that character. The
I didn't
actress
like her
is
from
fine,
the first.
but yeah.
I didn't like her the character from the first episode I saw her in. She just off-putting.
Like I said, I don't watch season 1 and 2, but even in this, when I first saw her, I was like, she just seems kind of disagreeable. You know, and I didn't really care about her story that much, to be honest, and I still kind of don't.
The only thing that's got me invested is fucking Worf, because Worf is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Agreed.
I track this individual together, and then we will find out who stole those weapons, learn the next phase of their plan, and stop them.
You know.
Yeah, she. What are you gonna say? Shut up.
Cool.
Something dumb.
Worf's got some of the best lines in this season, and you know, I even harken back to TNG. He had some incredible lines. Me and Commander Phil have been kind of rewatching TNG side by side, and he said, got to the episode where Worf was delivering a baby, and he's like, "You may now have your baby."
Yeah, he is. I think that Worf is probably one of the better characters ever to come out of Star Trek.
Some of the lines he said in TNG were hilarious. Just make you make you stop and laugh.
Yeah, and for those of you out there who haven't kept up on any Star Trek of any kind, to give you some context about how badass this guy is, right? Go back and watch Star Trek First Contact. He beats 6 Borg drones. Borg are fucking terrifying. If they touch you, you're done, because they can infect you with these nanites that'll take over your whole fucking biological system. He beats 6 of the fuckers in 0G on the hull of his ship with that same fucking sword he's wearing on his back without getting assimilated. And with a hole in his fucking spacesuit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Worf is has always been
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say a favorite character. I like the fact that his dryness when he's unironically funny, and that's why I like him.
I think not including the movies, I think Worf has been the longest running character on any Star Trek show.
Yeah, I think he's been in
too.
more episodes than anybody else. I think him and I don't know, O'Brien, I think is up there because he had that tenure on TNG. But
but there was TNG episodes that didn't include O'Brien. Yeah. Worf was pretty much in almost every
I think
TNG
you're right.
episode.
In the last 4 seasons of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. We are back to the Titan, and it is not in the best shape. Gosh darn it, stupid pop-up thing. That's what happens when you sail the high seas. You get pop-ups sometimes. Because God knows I ain't giving Paramount fucking money for this, even though it's good.
Mind as we are, it might give us a tactical advantage.
No, we should continue to evade until Warp is operational. She's finding us anyway.
Engineering is now estimating just under 20 minutes, sir.
So, only defensive strategy.
Given our limits and what we've seen of her capabilities, yes.
But given the likelihood that we are forced to re-engage.
This isn't the Enterprise. What I've seen, the difference between the Titan and the Shrike. The only option
I'd like to say this is normally a conversation that they would be having in the conference room.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. It definitely shouldn't be something that they're having out in the open, given the fact that now Riker is acting captain and Picard is still just a retired admiral. It does make a difference because now it's not Riker and Picard trying to convince Shaw. It's they're kind of on opposing sides.
Yeah, and it also illustrates like the difference in their viewpoints at this time, because like Picard is obviously willing to risk everybody else for Jack
Yeah.
at this point, and he's very aggressive, and he's very he seems almost too eager to get into it with the Shrike, whereas Riker, this whole time has been about him dealing with the losses he's already had and how he's unwilling to lose anybody else, and it's making him timid.
Yes. Yeah, it's literally opposite sides of the same coin. Both are emotionally invested in different ways, but I think
I would say that both are emotionally compromised.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Emotionally compromised. Too emotionally invested in what's going on. So gosh darn it with the fucking pop-ups.
Thank you, Captain.
LaForge, keep us squirrely and hidden long enough to buy us time.
Yes, Captain.
That's official Starfleet technical jargon for you, squirrely.
Yeah, I will make a point here.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of Discovery, and you know how in TNG they gave little backstories to almost every one of the main bridge crew.
I'll be right back, gentlemen. Give me 5 seconds.
Go ahead. They gave backstory, like they'd have little short stories for each one of them, so you got to know all of the bridge crew.
Yeah.
This season has done a decent job of just kind of giving us so I actually know some of the bridge crew's names, and if it would to go more seasons of this, we'd get to know all of them. But
yeah, I think
in Discovery, I still don't know anyone's name on that bridge except for maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the whole first season. I haven't watched anything past that. But no, wait, I watched the second season too.
I can't remember
Still
any of
don't
their
know
names.
anybody's names. I know who Tilly is, and I know who Stamets are, and neither one of them are bridge crew.
Right.
And then I know who obviously Space Jesus herself is, Michael Burnham.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
there's like half a dozen characters on that bridge, and I only know like 2 of their names. And I didn't even remember that many because you talking right now reminded me. I couldn't even remember Michael Burnham's name.
Yeah, she's the main character,
and I don't give a crap about that show.
So who's Space Jesus?
Michael Burnham, the protagonist of Discovery.
What's her the actress's name? Shaniqua Martin or something?
Yeah, Shaniqua Martin Green. She was she got famous during her stint on The Walking Dead, and then she got hired for this.
Actually, that's why they killed her off in The Walking Dead, because she was moving over to Star Trek.
Right, but her character on The Walking Dead is 1,000 times better than her Star Trek character, on what I like to affectionately refer to as STD.
It's a fitting name.
Yeah, Star Trek Discovery STD. No, it's
or Disco Trek.
God, I heard so much bad shit about that fucking show.
I was just telling it. I don't know if you were listening. I was just saying that.
No, I was getting them more to drink.
In TNG, they do like little side episodes where you get to learn everybody on the bridge crew, all the main characters. This season kind of did that with some of the bridge crew, like even getting to know Geordi's daughter, and then some of the other characters on the bridge that you actually start to care about them. Star Trek Discovery, I watched 2 seasons of it, and I can barely remember 2 people's names from that show.
Oh, I believe that 100%.
Because the whole show was about Space Jesus, and they didn't really focus on any of the other crew members except for maybe some side stories with Tilly, the big girl.
The big girl.
Dude, I just so you know how you kind of got me hankering for Star Trek Online again, so I just went and played their most recent storyline, which involved the Mirror Universe and Wesley Crusher as the Terran Emperor, which by the way was fucking dumb. But anyway, one of the main antagonists of that storyline is evil Mirror Universe fucking Tilly.
Yeah.
I
don't like
what?
that they've integrated Discovery characters into that game.
They've got Discovery Klingons standing next to fucking like real Klingons.
That's why I try to avoid those missions, because you don't have to do all of them. You don't even have to do them in order.
No, you don't. I did it because they did some neat stuff with the Mirror Universe V'ger, which I thought was cool. But otherwise, the humanoid antagonists were kind of meh.
All
right.
So this is the character you guys were just talking about. Because I don't know, I haven't watched Discovery.
Tilly.
Yeah, she looks kind of like Space Karen to me.
And she gets more plump as the show goes.
Does she?
Yeah.
I mean, she actually looks reasonably cute right here, but here she looks like Space Karen.
Yeah, it's. I don't think she's so much. She looks like Space Karen. She's supposed to be the audience perspective. She's the wide-eyed recruit who's just in awe of all the incredible things that they're experiencing and doing. The problem with that is that she, like everybody else on that fucking ship, is clearly not the best and the brightest. And if you're not the best and the brightest, you do not deserve to be on a starship in Starfleet.
No, I would agree with that. Big Box says he loves online, and if anybody can hear me sniffling and sneezing, I do apologize. It's getting worse. So I don't think I'm going to be playing Fortnite. I know that Jed wanted to play, talk about playing, but anyway, probably no video games tonight.
Just put some water in your nostrils and kick that Coke back down your sinuses.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, awesome. Fuck. I'm so new to this this cocaine addiction.
And do it on stream.
Do it on stream.
Just hear the background. Woo!
Oh my god, I hate to say it. I think cocaine sounds awful because it sounds like it'd make your heart fucking like palpitate. I don't know.
It does.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
It does, among other things.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm not going to get too into details on stream here, but yeah, that's one of the side effects.
I wouldn't be able to do it since because what we were talking about SSRIs the other night, and
people with heart conditions should stay the fuck away from it because it will kill you.
Yeah, no, I don't do
everybody should stay away from it. Just
everybody.
But especially people with heart conditions and that sort of thing.
Unless you work on Wall Street.
Yeah, but it does it fucks with your heart quite a bit.
Oh God, no, I couldn't. No. Oof. All right, so we are going to the sick bay.
Here we go.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
Oh, this is an important scene, kind of a comeback from when the doctor was questioning her earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she basically shows her worth and knowledge and experience.
So you're gonna be absolutely fine, I promise.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's get you over this way.
It also puts a bit of truth on what Jack was saying in the first episode or the second episode when they encounter. The second episode when he's talking to the smugglers about how he's trying to, do some good, even though he's having to do it through back channels. He's actually been doing this stuff. He's been in the thick of it. He does care about people. He's in here, elbow deep with the rest of the nurses and the doctors in sickbay.
Alf, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Sounded like you're having some static. I wasn't sure if you were good because you said you're on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh, he finished. He's zipping up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My.
Woo!
Oh my God! The fact that it just came full circle. Fucking hell. I don't know what to say.
Just say you love us and hit play.
Yeah, I know. Well, we have a fucking fun time. I'll tell you that much.
You're fine. They're stable. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Shaw, are you having trouble breathing? Does this hurt? What about this? Now. He's bleeding internally.
See, I like that this shows she has experience because she's not relying on technology. She's relying on just knowing things about medical stuff.
And this look says it all. Yeah, exactly what you were saying, Alf. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to show that. And also at the same time, I like the fact that that Shaw gets hurt. It actually lends credence that you actually kind of like the character, and you don't want to see him actually get hurt. And you realize that he's in worse shape than we thought. We thought maybe just busted his leg up, but it's like,
worse
maybe
shape than even he thought.
Yeah, maybe kind of split his head open a little bit, but nothing. Maybe a little rest and stitches couldn't fix. But no, it's worse than that.
Up delayed bleeding from concussive injuries. We need to work on this. Jack, get him on his side. Go.
I'd also like to point out real quick. That's important.
Yeah.
I'm ready to stop. How does she keep finding us?
I like that Jack apologizes too. He says, "I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean for any of this to happen." That shows
That too. Yeah.
shows empathy. It shows it shows remorse.
Yeah, going back to the medical issues, it's something else that they do. So all throughout the history of Star Trek, anytime the bridge gets hit with or the ship gets hit with something, the whole bridge shakes on a gimbal and everybody falls down. Right. His injuries were incurred from falling down, falling against a console, falling against his chair, that kind of thing. And they like. I think I like that they put this kind of injury into this because it's usually something that Star Trek just kind of overlooks.
Well, that's the side he hit the console. Well, he hit the console and flipped over the railing on. It was that side where the internal bleeding she poked.
Right, but typically in the past, something like that happens. Somebody gets thrown over something. Right, either they're fine and they get right back up and get back to work, or they're dead. There's no in between.
Yeah, and I do think that I do think that there's been a little bit of oversight with Star Trek when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'll give you that. So I think it adds a layer of fragility to it. That's not just you're either dead or you're fine.
It adds stakes, I think.
Yeah, which I know that many of us have complained about stakes in television shows nowadays. They don't want to endanger their main characters.
And we know that Shaw is not he's not one of the TNG cast, so we know that there's a chance that he might not make it, and that adds stakes to this. Like he doesn't have that same plot armor that say Picard does. Yes, that's what I meant. Stakes.
I did eat before this, but I could.
I'm hungry, Big Box. Thank you so much for that.
He's like, you son of a bitch.
Steak sounds amazing right now.
I'm gonna have steak after this.
I know it does sound really good. I don't have any steak though. I have chicken. I'll probably go grocery shopping tomorrow and get some steak. That's a lot of blood, by the way. He lost probably a good liter and a half.
I think that's out of his leg too.
Yeah, if his bone
out of his leg.
out of his leg, he was bleeding out of his leg profusely.
All right, we're gonna just kind of jump back to the bridge.
Less than 10, sir.
Science. Have you been tracking these energy pulses?
Yes, sir. I'm reading both electrical and biological signatures. I don't believe that this is a nebula, but some kind of unknown anomaly. There's been nothing like it ever reported by Starfleet.
So
perhaps a cosmozoan?
I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, Big Box says I'm also now gonna make steak. Everybody's getting steak. One of my dad's steaks sounds good. He makes the best steaks. I'll tell you what. Better than a restaurant, in my opinion.
I got this buddy in southern Wyoming who his wife is Ukrainian. She came up behind the Iron Curtain back in the day, so she gets this stuff imported from over there, or at least she used to. And it's this kind of like marinade. It's like this radioactive looking orange color, and he'll marinate steaks in that for like 3 days before he takes them out and puts it. It is unbelievably delicious. I have never had anything that compares anywhere else.
Yeah, that's where kind of how I learned to marinate stuff is from my dad. I'll marinate shit for
it also makes your poop come out orange, so
Yeah,
well, then you think he has something wrong with you?
I think it may actually be a little radioactive.
If you can figure out what it is, send me a picture. I'll try it sometime and let you know what I think.
When I say imported, I don't necessarily mean through customs.
Black market.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'm sure. Well, maybe you can find it here. I'm sure.
Yeah. So, but
good stuff. 3 days, dude.
He lets that shit soak in it for 3 days before he puts it on the grill.
I marinate my chicken for like 3 days. Yeah. Seriously, like it's so fucking good. It's so tender and juicy. Like it's fuck yeah.
Best steaks I've ever had in my life.
You got to get that shit just so good. Anyway, all right. God damn it. Getting hungry. I ate before this too.
Damn you, Big Box.
Definitely not, sir.
Are you suggesting we turn back?
Logic suggests it would be unwise to go any deeper.
The bald Vulcan is off-putting.
Slightly, yeah. Little dykish.
Inform engineering. However long it takes to get us outside this nebula is exactly how much time they have to be ready to warp.
It's not the first time we've seen bald Vulcans. It's just that typically they tend to be part of the religious orders on Vulcan itself, or on the other world Pajem, where they have their big ass monastery. It's not usually something that you see in Starfleet.
Yeah, I would agree. Also, at the same time, given modern day television, it feels a little self-inserty for certain reasons, but. Part of me also wants to just say that that's just us being a little sensitive because everything is such trash anymore.
They are aliens. Maybe they got female pattern baldness on Vulcan. I don't know.
I'm just tired of the female bald boss trope.
Yeah.
Or side shaved head.
Yes.
Female boss.
I get that, man. I do. I do like how, despite the baldness, the character acts very much in character, very much like a Vulcan, very much subordinate and doing her job in a professional.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would absolutely agree with that.
So
she's not out of character.
Yeah, she doesn't act like a girl boss. She acts like a Vulcan in Starfleet, other than the haircut.
So, I mean, at least they're getting character detail, species details right too. But then again, they actually gave a shit when they were writing this. And Terry Matalas was, of course, like we talked about last week, was an intern on Next Generation. Then he wrote for Voyager and Enterprise, so he knows the lore.
All hands, remain at battle stations and prepare for maximum warp. We'll attempt to outrun the strike.
I have to get to the bridge. I need to speak with her.
We're at red alert. Turn around.
I like that.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Yeah, but even in TNG, I don't remember them locking down the bridge when they were on red alert.
No. But then again,
policies could have changed.
I guess maybe nobody tried to really get to the bridge, because if you're on red alert, you're supposed to be at your battle station.
Civilians, usually get get taken to safe places or like their quarters or whatever.
Yeah. You need to be in your quarters for safekeeping, because you never know what's going to happen.
Sir, I estimate we're moments away from approaching the outer edge. Engineering says warp is a go.
Set course for the nearest starbase. Comms, ready an emergency SOS and prepare to go to warp.
Effects of the nebula dissipating.
As soon as we're clear, LaForge.
Scanners are coming online.
Oh, shipborne.
Oh, the Reapers!
Ready.
Yeah.
The Reapers are here.
It's almost like somebody jerks off too much to Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer's pretty good. I gotta admit
He is,
that.
but not lately. He's the bong guy.
Yeah. I swear to God. Next week, I'm gonna bring up a Reaper sound, and you guys are gonna hear the fucking.
I've played those games. I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna do it for the audience, because some people probably don't know. They're like, "What the hell are these Reapers?"
That sound effect is a sci-fi movie and TV show trope now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. It's.
I want to say they used it in Dune as well.
They've used it in a couple of things.
It always indicates like pants shitting inducing bad guys too, so you could almost call it a sort of cosmic sci-fi brown noise.
Yeah. I do. I love that noise though. Anyway, I'm gonna stop jerking off over here. Woo!
Because of course he is.
Woo!
I do like the shipborne in this scene. Just the
I do too.
Ships passing by
and this goes back to this is where we find out who Vadic is in relation to events that have already unfolded in previous episodes of this season.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we also about ready to get a look at this unknown weapon.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Well, boo. All right.
Shut up and play the clip.
We're giving off energy readings like nothing I've ever seen before.
Fire!
What the hell is that?
Sir, we're going right through.
Uh-oh. Portal weapon.
Yeah. Now I got to take it off screen because I don't want to get clipped, and I don't want Samuel to get clipped either.
This is the same tech that was used in previous episodes to destroy the Starfleet Recruitment Center that Rafi was trying to prevent.
Yep.
Yeah, we are getting to that point in the stream where you guys normally get hit by.
I know. So that's why we're gonna
Paramount.
take a little bit of a break. It's just I don't want the bots to hit us, and so yes, it is a portal weapon, and we're going to listen to the audio, but we're not going to show anything because we need to take a break.
Again.
It says the device is armed, ready for your command. In the creatures that click, which I do kind of like their language. It's kind of cool. So the Titan's turning. They're going to fire the weapon again. Now this one, I was kind of like, okay, when they fire it again and you fly into it again, it's like, did you expect a different outcome? It's like, why did you not fly around it?
I imagine that it's not that easy to turn a ship the size of the Titan.
I kind of, I was
Because
thinking
they're going full impulse, right? Full impulse is pretty fast.
A ship like the Defiant could probably turn more on a dime, but something like a cruiser would be tougher to move out of the way.
I was kind of thinking in terms of real world, as in like the Titanic tried to turn around the iceberg, but it was too damn big and it was going too fast to maneuver around it.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like full impulse is pretty fast. It's not like, I mean, it doesn't seem all that fast when we're watching it in relation to the show, but like you're talking distances of hundreds of kilometers here, not. You know, it's not as simple as all that. So the ship's got a forward momentum, and like with no resistance in space, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble, even if they fire all like say the port thrusters and sort of try to shunt themselves out of the way. And you also notice that the Shrike is leading them.
Yes, it is. So
Again.
coming back.
Here again. Damn it.
Oh, Reaper.
Space tuba.
Space tuba. Space shits.
I tell you what, if I
What's
ever
up?
get myself a big scary spaceship and I want to go be like a bad guy out in the cosmos, I'm definitely installing some kind of like transmitting loudspeaker with that sound.
Everybody's like, "Fuck is that sound?" Be like, you will be afraid.
Have some way to take over their intercom in their ship and just play that.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It is an ominous sound, but if you're not sure what, it's just the context. It's just
no context. I'd just play it.
Yeah. You play it nonstop.
Or better yet, you cloak your ship, and then when you go near other ships, you play it, and then look, where the hell is that coming from?
The fuck is that? Oh man. Okay, so this is where things start to break down a smidgen.
Holding us in the air so that all that energy surge can cripple us until we're defenseless. Now is the time to fight.
Turn us around, take us back in.
Start getting some disagreements.
Some real tension between them.
And now we're on Metallis Prime.
I'd also like to point out here that I don't think it's just the Riker's past that's informing his trepidation here. I think he is also very aware that Shaw, who did not want to be here in the first place and is only concerned with the safety of his crew, trusted Riker.
Well,
with
he even says so as much. That you're disregarding the safety of this crew, and he says something to that effect literally within probably the next 10 minutes. But now we're back with everybody's favorite disgruntled woman. And she's
also, you look conspicuous in that hood.
Says the Klingon in warrior gear.
It's not warrior gear. It's casual.
See,
It's
what are you
casual.
wearing?
I mean, he is Klingon.
Yeah. That's a good
I love
point.
it.
Even
the fact that he used the word casual.
Yeah, you remember when Picard accompanied Worf to Kronos as his Chadish, like way back, and then he had to go find that nurse who knew all about what happened with his house and with the Duras, and he meets this old lady, and she's wearing a cloak and a robe and all that stuff, but underneath that, she's this old crippled lady, and she's still wearing what he just described as casual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're a warrior race of people. I don't know what to say.
It's a whole bunch of edgelords on that planet.
So Shadow would feel right at home.
Right up until they cut his head off. Yeah.
Yeah, because he would mouth off to somebody.
Yeah, because they're real big on respect.
Yeah. He's getting there. He's getting there.
I'm glad to see that you are feeling better.
I'm not. I just bring it when the mom calls.
Oh, boo-hoo. See, yeah, she's really starting to become really egregiously dislikable. It's almost like too much of feel sorry for me, and it's like, no, you've made your decisions. Like late. I don't know.
And she's the last holdover Kurtzman character from the first 2 seasons of.
Yeah, all the other ones are dead.
Yeah. Well, gee whiz, I wonder why.
Yeah, no, they're all dead. Now I get where you're coming from, Ryan. This is how those of us who watched season 1 felt about her. So we're just getting like extra Raffi at this point.
Well, maybe she's the only one who had a longer contract. They couldn't just fucking write her off, and that's why.
I don't want to say the obvious here.
Oh,
Alf knows where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going with that. That's racist.
It's sexist.
Yeah.
Behind you.
All right, so they're tracking this guy down who blah blah blah. Like, I don't really care. Do you guys mind if I fast forward to where they're actually talking about it? They captured him. Like, dude, nobody cares.
She does mention that has she said the thing about beheadings on Tuesdays?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, she makes a comment about like, oh, what is that like? You know, you wear the beheadings on Tuesdays, and then that comes back to after they capture him. But yeah, it was just something fun that he said.
Yeah.
The headings are on Wednesdays.
Oh, okay.
Right
So
there.
yeah, it's right there. I'm glad it's Worf that grabs him though, instead of Girl Boss. So I do like that. And he fucking body slams the fuck out of him, which is great. Anyway, so now we're back to the Titan in the Shrike. Alarms blaring. Ow. Just bombarding the shit out of that fucking ship, man.
Sir, I can't stay there. The Shrike is pushing us deeper.
We're running out of chances here, Captain. I am well aware.
Seven's inner quarters. Pacing.
What are you doing here?
What? You were a Fenris Ranger.
I don't have time for this.
Blood in the water.
Yes. If the stream goes down, don't worry, it'll be back up. It's just Paramount. Wait, did yours go down?
No, I was just in case.
Oh,
I got some
okay.
new people watching, so I just want them to be aware that if it does happen, don't worry.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we if it goes down, it'll come back up. They just temporarily interrupt you, but we haven't been clipped. Knock on wood. I didn't say it, so hopefully, but we're just gonna listen to the audio because we're just talking right now. So,
Come on, oldest trick in the book, blood in the water. That's how the Shrike keep finding us. Somehow, we're leaving a trail of breadcrumbs. Now, you know there's any number of things that can do this. Invisible, subtle, and easily detectable by enemy ships. There's no need for long-range sensors, only ammo.
Mass spectrometer. Deuterium. It insulates the warp coils.
Yes, that's it. That's
Now,
what I'm
did she say bruterium or deuterium?
Verterium. Like
Verterium?
yeah,
Okay.
V like vibranium, verterium.
We have a leak.
Because deuterium is just hard water.
Come with me.
Yeah, no, verterium.
Sorry, Commander. The captain's orders still stand. You're confined to quarters, and I can't allow you to leave.
Yeah, the thing about that is,
Boom. See, and it was Jack that punched him. It wasn't Seven.
And
I mean,
what she says immediately after that, she's just like, okay.
even though, quite frankly, it probably would have made more sense for Seven to do it because, given her enhanced body, she still is probably going to be stronger.
That's true, but she's also trying not to get court-martialed.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, Jack's not in Starfleet, so.
But see, that also goes to the fact that Terry Matalas is paying attention to the details of the episode, to where we've watched episodes of fucking The Mandalorian and all these other fucking movies that forget the plot halfway through, and they literally contradict their own plot line in the middle of the fucking episode or movie, and it's like, wait, what?
And at this point, Seven already knows that she's already in deep enough water. She's already, possibly up on charges of mutiny and insubordination. She's not going to make that worse at this point.
Yeah, it's a great point.
You're insane.
See?
Oh my God, last night, I just want to say this for the record, talk about Jerry Ryan. Fucking Dermy said that Jerry Ryan isn't his type. I'm like, we're like,
no,
what?
of course not.
What, 'cause she's not trans?
I don't know.
Jerry Ryan doesn't have a penis.
Yeah, I don't know. We were all talking about it last night on fucking Vets Talking. We're like, dude, what are you talking? He's like, I'm not saying she's not hot. She's just not my type. And it's like, oh, he said she has too strong a jawline.
There's something
Wait,
to
what?
that. She's got a pretty
pretty
solid square chin.
She has a solid square chin. However, you have to realize this is coming from Dermy, who likes trans women.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
So he's saying that she looks more mannish than a person who's actually a man with tits.
I guess I don't know. But we were goofing on
I think
him.
Dermy's just confused, dude.
I sometimes I think Dermy just trolls. I don't know, like kids all over the place, but he's fucking hysterical. But oh my God, he needs to grow his fucking facial hair back. I don't know what to do with that.
Oh, gas leak. Smells like material. Here. It's poisonous and gaseous form. Exposure will kill you.
by the way things have been going lately, you might need to join the queue.
Some deactivated atmospheric diagnostics. The ship's computer can't detect the leak.
But
got a short-range phaser fighter me.
It's not damage. Sabotage.
Oh, sabotage. And we kind of got a little bit of an alluding earlier in the episode to who might be sabotaging, or what? We'll just say what kind of people might be sabotaging it.
Ish.
You're kind of.
It was subtle. It was. I like how the breadcrumbs in this are there if you're looking for them, but they are very subtle.
Yeah, they're not. They don't like vomit it in your face, because that's one. Another big gripe that most of us have is that they don't know how to tell a story. They have to show a story, and so they have to be like going, "Oh, hey guys, look at this." It's like bad guy alluding to the bad guy, and it's
it comes down to thinking that their audiences are fucking retarded. You know, they think that the viewers are retarded, so they have to explain everything along the way. They can't trust them to make those leaps themselves.
It's like House of the Dragon. They did a really good job of showing, but not having to say everything to explain it. You know, it's like, hey, look at this, and then like they expect you to be able to try to catch on to what they're showing you. You know.
Yeah.
See, I hate to take it back. I know a lot of people have their problems with M. Night Shyamalan, but take The Sixth Sense, for example.
That's a great movie.
The Sixth Sense is a masterclass in how to put everything in that gives away the ending without giving away the ending.
Yep.
You know, like if you go back, like first time you watch that, most people are just blown away. Some people picked it up, but most people are blown away by the ending. Like, what the fuck? They'll go back and watch it again, and all of the clues are there. They're just subtle.
Yep.
You know, they're woven in such a way that everything that you need to know is there. That's how you weave a good story and a good mystery. And he did that masterfully at the beginning of his career, and lately not so much. But and this is what Metalis is doing here, and what the writers are doing here. I think is somewhat reminiscent, not necessarily of the subject matter, but of that kind of world building and story construction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is good. I'm saying that I like this. This is a good thing.
I would agree with that. I think we're all on board that this is drastically better. And trust me, we would all tell you if it was shit. We really would, because we spend most of our time saying, hey, these shows are crap. This is why. I even try to throw in there stuff that I like, but most of the stuff, it's like, I struggle to find what I like. Like, you know, take the Obi-Wan series, like Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor back together again was fucking incredible. But they were the only incredible part of the show. The rest of it was not good. And it canonically and continuity wise, it was just horrendous.
And they did a terrible job de-aging.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't good. And that goes back to that.
He still had a tired look to his face.
It goes back to that Disney CGI, the laziness. I don't know what they're doing with their CGI when it comes to Disney and Marvel and all that stuff and Star Wars, but it's laziness.
Because what's his name that plays Obi-Wan? He doesn't look that much older, but Hayden hasn't aged well.
No, Hayden hasn't aged well. And, you know, I guarantee that Obi-Wan probably had a much bigger budget than I would say Picard season 3 did.
Yep, and you could. It was so bad that you could almost say I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I did.
Because I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite Jedi. I know everybody like fawns over Luke, which is great. I love Luke, but Obi-Wan is my favorite. And Ewan McGregor embodied Obi-Wan Kenobi so well that it was just on par to none, in my opinion. But I was also a lot younger too. I wasn't alive when Return of the Jedi came out. You know, I wasn't going to be born until like 2 years later. So anyway, but yeah, let's get back to this.
Still a lot in this room, and the tube. I'm going to check another chamber. Stay here. We need to know how long it'll take to clear the system. Hands to the bridge. We know how the strike's been following us. We're leaking Verterium. Someone did this on purpose.
We have a saboteur.
Oops.
Captain, we're getting too close to the center of this nebula.
Also, just if anybody's wondering why the dialogue is a little sped up, it helps us from getting clipped as fast. So it's on 1.25 times.
From my quick estimate, a strong, sizable inner gravitational well. If we get pulled into it.
You heard her, LaForge.
Hi, Captain.
I would say that even on a ship that size, it's probably reasonable to assume there's more than one saboteur.
Oh yeah, I mean you're talking about a ship that's what? It's holding 500 people.
Yeah, they said 500.
Yeah, no, it's fucking huge.
Well, if this was sabotage, we can use it to our own advantage.
As a diversion.
Yes, stop the leak, create a dead end to the Shrike's trail.
Hit it hard. Race out of here.
No, use it. Set a trap. Instead of fleeing, we end the trail and reposition behind the Shrike. We'll have a dead to rights.
It makes tactical sense, but no, you said it earlier. We can no longer risk the lives of this crew.
Yep.
As soon as the leak is fixed, we're going to make a final run for it. Tell engineering to prepare for warp again.
This leak gives us only one advantage. She doesn't know that we know that we're being tracked.
I understand you're amped up. You have a son on board, and it's affecting.
Well, why?
I'm taking the ship and her crew home.
That's big right there.
Haven't seen a lot of disagreement between those two like that.
No.
Well, part of that was because they were, one was subordinate to the other for so many years. They're not anymore.
No,
like
he's
Picard is
retired.
technically an admiral, but he like you're saying, he's retired. Whereas Will is a captain, and he's doing his captain's duty, and he is in command of the ship. And as long as he sits in that captain's chair,
it is his ship.
It's his ship.
Picard has no authority.
No, even though Picard is a retired admiral, it's a mere courtesy. Even in the United States military, a retired officer, even if they're a 4-star general, it's a mere courtesy to salute them, call them sir, stuff like that. It's just a mere courtesy. It is not required by anybody on active duty status. To where Will is active duty. He's a captain. He was not captain of the Titan anymore. Shaw was, but he has now been.
Well, he's acting captain right now. But
he's acting captain right now in a time of combat, which also is amps the stakes up too for lines of insubordination and stuff like that. It almost falls to the line of possible treason when you're in a combat situation.
Right, and on any ship, even in the Navy of the real world, the navies of the real world, the captain's word is law. Period.
Yes.
And it has to be that way. Discipline must be maintained. And right now, Picard is kind of undermining that.
Yes, drastically in front of everybody. I think Alf dropped something. He said he'll be right back. So we will continue with listening.
This guy is ridiculously strong.
For a human.
Not human.
Uh-oh.
Who else's faces ripple like that?
Gee whiz. I wonder. We'll see real quick. So what happened was what had happened was he ripped off Jack's mask, which means that now the Verterium gas is literally poisoning him to death. And as they stated, it's highly, highly poisonous to human beings. I would almost probably,
And that was the other dead giveaway that the dude was not human, because he walks in without a mask with no ill effects, which indicates that perhaps he's not respirating in the same way.
Yes. Yes.
Especially given the amount of exertion that he was going through there, like, because when primates like humans, exert themselves physically like that, they draw deeper breaths. So if he was really, human, he'd be inhaling buckloads of that stuff that he's just poisoned Jack with, and it should have killed him too.
Yes. All right. So now we are back with Worf and Raffi, and they have caught their bounty. They have caught the individual who was responsible for the attack on the academy. Right? It was an academy.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a Starfleet recruitment outpost.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, it was.
I think they said 117 people died. If it was the academy, a lot more people than that would have died in that building.
It'd be thousands dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a recruitment outpost. I knew it had something to do with new recruits, and so here we go. We caught the shithead, and
I think he goes by Ricka. Titus Ricka.
17 people killed. I'm gonna start pulling off your fingernails just to make me feel better.
And at first glance, he appears to be going through withdrawals himself.
He appears to be,
and given where they found him, amongst the drug dealers and the drug addicts in the streets of, I'm going to say,
tweaking.
Yeah, and I think this is still Metalis Prime, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're still on Metalis Prime.
Yeah.
A hive of scum and villainy. Oh, wait, that's Star Wars. My bad.
And it's just one bar, not a whole planet.
I know, right?
You may keep your fingernails. We know that those deaths.
Thank you so much.
Oh, hell no.
I love the way Warp says things.
Have you ever seen how far a Klingon warrior can shove a sword up
I do not do that anymore.
Because he used to.
Yeah.
Once like her. Maybe you too. Irrational, violent. Things change with perspective.
Oh my God.
There is no righteous cause. No good, no evil. You believe in your fight. Take it from someone who has fought many. Your anger is your enemy. We are all the same.
He's not wrong.
I think I feel
No.
like chamomile tea coming back up.
The fight is rarely worth dying for. I have no ill will towards you. Just tell us what we want to know.
Who broke into Daystrom?
Rafi thinks he's in withdrawals too.
Yeah.
That he's some kind of junkie.
Withdrawals a bitch. Headaches, pounding your skull. Your skin feels like it's been doused with acid. You know, after a while, some people coming off that stuff, they beg for death. Trust me, I know. No one knows you're here. You don't leave until we know what you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, we're back with Jack.
And things get weird.
Things get weird. Okay. Probably. Go ahead. No, go ahead, dude. What's up?
There just seems to be a lot of drug and hallucination type references and scenes in this.
Yeah. I would admit that. It's definitely a little. It's kind of like Star Trek meets Cyberpunk a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit,
yeah.
Those vines, those branches, those roots, whatever the hell they are, those are important.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, wake up.
Okay, now he's actually awake. So.
Mm-hmm.
Head to the bridge. Picard, Jack's injured. I'm taking him to sick bay.
Go.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Deuterium gas exposure.
Oh my God. Oh, he's fading.
Sick bay.
The longest 17 seconds of his life.
Yeah.
Because as we know, and as Will stated, that the ride from the bridge to sickbay on the Titan is 17 seconds. When he thought he was going to lose his son, that he ultimately ended up losing.
It's a nice way to bring it back around.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like what we call coming full circle. Yeah, it's something that good writers do.
Not to be confused with circle jerking.
That's a very different thing. That's a very.
Yeah, Derby knows about circles.
Yeah. He likes to go skiing. He's like, I'll sit in the middle, guys. Jesus.
I would not be surprised if he knew what Shoot the Biscuit was.
I almost guarantee he does. He has to. that fucking kid, man. And I'll tell. Oh my God, last night too. Like, so they started pounding shots again, like they were on Friday night. And he takes his shirt off. I'm like, dude, you're taking your shirt off already? He's like, yeah, I'm getting sweaty. I'm like, yo, you got the alcohol sweats, man? I'm like, you are definitely hungover. I'm like, you need to drink some water, Bubba. Drink water. He was pounding water, though. He did a good job. He was, Adam was sloshed, but Dermy by the end of it was a lot more coherent. I think the water helped. But anyway, wild night.
I find that this scene is more about Picard than it is about Jack, because obviously Jack's the key to everything. Obviously he has plot armor. Obviously there's no way that any intelligent audience believes he's not going to make it through this scene.
Yeah, no, I also just figured they were trying to put on that Picard was kind of struggling with it too for the first time being a father.
Yeah. So I wasn't quite as invested knowing that Jack
that is a drastic character development too, because you guys remember from TNG, he did not like children.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He really did not like children.
No, he was terrified of them. He didn't have any idea how to conduct himself around them.
Even in TNG, though, he kind of softened up to him because there was an episode later where he got trapped with 3 kids on a turbo lift, and he was able to deal with that better. But in the first couple seasons, he didn't want anything to do with kids. Didn't want them on the bridge. Didn't want to talk to them.
They did a few things that changed his mind on that, aside from his relationship with Wesley, which they did a really good job exploring when Wesley went off to apply to Starfleet Academy for the first time, and Picard had that heart surgery, and they were trapped in a shuttle for like 2 days with each other. And they built on that relationship there. But there's also, I think, an episode later where the entire senior staff gets turned into kids, including him.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was a goofy one. It involved the Ferengi and unknown space technology, and it was not one of their better episodes. But they do play into that, like, here's what it's like to be a kid, and now he comes out of that with a better understanding of children.
Well, I always think that having those like standalone episodes are always kind of fun too. Instead of it always being like episodic, always like the Romulans, the Klingons, versus the Federation, all that, the constant battle back and forth. Standalone episodes are fun, and I liked it when they did it in the X-Files too. It wasn't always about the truth is out there and aliens, have do a vampire episode or something. But no, I don't remember that one. I'll have to. I am rewatching TNG though. I did stop for Picard since we're reviewing it, but I'm rewatching TNG.
Yeah,
that one. I think that was. 5. Yeah, that one was later on. It was. I think it was. Season 5 or 6. I've been
rewatching, and I'm in season 5, and I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm still on season 4, like mid-season 4, I think, or maybe early season 5. I'll have to look, but anyway. Okay, Jack's still alive. Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
Hey, woo!
God damn it! You better start giving me answers right now. Who stole weapons from Daystrom? Romulans. Bullshit! This wasn't the Romulans.
It's fucking so like.
Agony, unless you tell me who broke into Daystrom.
When she gets angry, it's so forced.
I know, because it feels so. I hate to say it this way. It feels so angry black person. Like, really? Like
it feels so what, Ryan?
Angry black person, and this is a trope. No, this is a trope that Hollywood does a lot. It's just
I just wanted you to say it again.
Well, it's just, I mean, come on, man. Like, seriously, like, it's just, there's no character development there. She's like angry, and it was like Reva in
exactly
Obi-Wan.
That it reminds me of Reva just screaming and having no character.
It's like,
well, and that's Raffi's whole character. She goes from feeling sorry for herself to being pissed off. There is no in between. There is no development. There's no any depth to her character at all.
It's like those little butt plugs on Twitter that are always screaming about, they're TikTokers screaming about politics. It's like you watch a video of theirs, or you watch what Raffi or Reva, and it's like, why are you yelling? Like, do you need to be yelling? Like, I don't know. It's
maybe
such
they should play some Animal Crossing and calm down.
Wait, what was that buzzing? I don't know.
Sounds like some of them just need to get laid.
It just feels like such a stereotypical trope anymore. It's so tired. I don't know. I guess that's me.
Who was?
Minded souls. Enemies of the Federation. Why blame the Romulans? Because it was never about the portal weapon. I just wanted to keep Starfleet stricken.
His voice changes.
Yeah, it does.
Something else being stolen from Daystrom.
And they don't catch it immediately.
Something more valuable. That's all I know. Let me go. Okay, so that's not withdrawal.
And Worf knows exactly who it is because
he fought the changelings.
He didn't just fight them. He fought them alongside Odo, who was his great friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as we'll see in later episodes, there's something different about these changelings.
Mm-hmm.
He's stable?
Yes. Well, we cannot run any longer. We must engage and protect the ship.
I am protecting this ship by avoiding its destruction.
I understand this instinct to be fearful of loss.
Fearful of loss?
Oh! You
You
overstep.
shouldn't have said that.
Yes,
Ooh.
you are out of line.
It's the wrong thing to say to him.
Yeah.
Allow it to make us weak. Sit down. Well, how many times must your strategy fail before you change it? It's not working.
Sit down, Admiral. I'm the captain of this ship.
Sir, for a moment, I think I detected the Shrike.
That was
Wherever she
awesome,
is,
by the
she's
way.
close.
Because Picard is severely compromised right now. Even more so than I would say Will is. Yeah.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I'd say Jean-Luc is definitely a lot more compromised. I like this look. Because that look is like, dude, the hell are you doing?
You wanted us to release you before you gave away your true self. I know your kind. After a while, it becomes too difficult to maintain your solid shape. What my partner mistook as withdrawal was merely your need to regenerate in liquid form.
It's too late. Klingon, human, solid. Your worlds are on the verge of destruction. Your Federation.
What is happening?
I was not a fan of the
melting.
The change the liquid form effects here are just too
Fleshy.
Fleshy, yeah, fleshy is a good word for
Because
it.
in the original, they were like a liquid,
Mhm.
almost like a bronze or silver colored liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
then
I don't know.
again, they do kind of rationalize it because we find out in a later episode that these something's different about these changelings.
Yeah, that is true. They do that. But yeah, the effects that they use for this, I wasn't a fan of visually. They look like piles of moving vomit.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of looks like, like a pile of moving vomit that has kind of like some blood in it. Like you have
Mhm.
like a stomach ulcer from drinking too much. You know, you're just like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
He's a chick.
Oh, and it's steamy too. Like, why is it
Mhm.
steamy?
It's like hot.
It's like
It's
a
hot
steamy
vomit.
pile of vomity blood. Like what? There you go. Here you go. That is exactly what it looks like. It looks like vomity blood. It's like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Looks like a
It's like-
tumor.
Let it get away.
It looks like a.
It does. It's
Not the tumor.
I'm gonna
It's
say
not the
this.
tumor.
So I worked in a hospital for a long time. That looks like human fat.
Yes. Yes.
That looks like
that's-
human fat outside of the body. That's what that looks like.
Yes. Outpost nerd. What is up?
Hey,
That
Outpost nerd.
That's what changelings always looked like to me. Yeah. It's but
Yeah.
So now we are actually back with Jack, and he is describing what he saw after being revived. Plot armor, which plot armor happens. It's not the end of the world.
It moved. There's a changeling on board.
Now,
Dun dun dun.
yeah, well, because obviously you can see that Seven knows what a changeling is.
Well, everybody does after the Dominion War, and
Yeah.
so when Voyager got shunted off into the Gamma Quadrant, it was the Delta Quadrant. Sorry,
Delta Quadrant. Yeah.
When they got shunted off into the Delta Quadrant, they were chasing Maquis, right? Maquis were so they would have some idea at that point already about changelings because Odo was already in the Starfleet database, even if they weren't quite that far into the Dominion War yet. Because I think Voyager, like the crew of the Voyager, misses out on most of the Dominion War.
Yeah, season 1 of Voyager happened during season 3 of DS9.
Yeah, so right before the Dominion War kicked off, but we were already aware that there were beings like this and all that stuff.
Because I want to say at the end of season 2 of DS9, the Dominion revealed itself.
Right. And Seven, when she integrated in with the Voyager crew, she spent like a good chunk of her first few times on on the show absorbing the information in the Starfleet database. She would have come across the information about these guys, and this is of course years later, so she probably knows all about it now.
Plus, after Voyager got back, the Starfleet would have implemented procedures for detecting changelings And they probably would have heard all about, because it would be just a couple of years after the Dominion War that they got back, because they would have heard about the war.
So, but yeah, she's obviously aware of who these guys are. I also think it's interesting that the last guy, when he started saying Klingon, human, solids, all your worlds are on.
I was about to bring that up, because in the show we know that they've infiltrated Starfleet, but when he says that, I missed it the first time. It's like, then that brings up the question: have they infiltrated all of the powers that fought the Dominion? Romulans, Klingons, Federation.
At this point, Romulus is no more. The Romulans are no longer a threat. I mean, the Tal Shiar has basically been reduced to, intergalactic terrorists.
Yeah, and at this point, the Romulan Republic is starting to build, which was more friendly to Federation and Klingons. So
right. So yeah, so when he says that, though, that's a callback to prior to the Dominion War, when the Dominion, the Great Link, was entirely hostile to solid life forms.
Okay.
And they were 100% against anything that wasn't solid, with the exception of obviously the Vorta, who they bioengineered to serve them, and the Jem'Hadar, who they also bioengineered to serve them.
well, they thought they were a better form of life than solids, and they wanted to dominate them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I mean they're, for lack of a better term, space Nazis. Basically. And so this is sort of a callback to that, because after the Dominion War, obviously with Odo's influence and the treaty and all that stuff, they stopped with the overt, displays of superiority. But clearly there were some who disagreed with that.
Mm-hmm. Outposter says Martok was a changeling on the Klingon High Council in DS9. I've never watched DS9. I need to watch that after
you should.
TNG.
The Dominion War arc is one of the best arcs ever.
I've heard that DS9 is considered probably some of the best Star Trek there is.
And season 6 and 7 are heavy Dominion War.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other important thing about this is that, like, the look on Seven's face when she's realizing that, we've been infiltrated by changelings. This is the second time the changelings have infiltrated the governing bodies of, major powers in the galaxy, and there was nothing we could do about it then either.
Okay. And
so that's why she's scared, because she's like, oh, fuck. How many are there? Where are they? Because So, and they're also unreadable by telepaths. It's a whole. This is a very, very bad thing if they've infiltrated, Starfleet.
Yes.
The Outpost nerd mentions Babylon 5. That's another show I need to go back and watch.
Yeah, Babylon 5.
I think that's contested. That is contested. J. Michael Straczynski has said some shit that kind of makes his claims on that suspect, but.
I can't compare because I have not seen either one. But I do know that I want to watch both of them. So lots of, what's funny is that I would rather watch classic television shows than I would most anything that's new.
I'd rather watch shows that are 20 and 30 years old than the stuff that's coming out now.
1000%. There's only one modern show that I watch to this day, and it's The Rookie on ABC, and it's only because when they got pushback about that whole Black Lives Matter crap, the writers rerouted and they made it less political. And it's like, you listened, good job. Like, no,
I thought it was because you had a hard on for Nathan Fillion.
No, I don't. Nathan Fillion is great though. But no, I love the.
It's okay to admit it. You got a little man chub.
A little man chub. He should have, dude. They should have.
Maybe when watching Firefly.
Dude, Firefly's great.
Yeah.
They should have did Uncharted with Nathan Fillion. The fuck did they bring Tom Holland in? That was trash. God damn it!
Did you see that little fan film made one with Nathan Fillion?
Yes, yes.
He was a little out of shape in that video, but I bet if he got a primetime Hollywood gig to play that, he probably would have gotten in shape for it.
They said that there were after that fan film got such huge praise that they were in talks about possibly doing a movie, and I I don't understand why it stopped. And then they did the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland, and it was like, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, Tom Holland does not embody Nathan Drake in any way, shape, or form.
Tom Holland still looks like a 15-year-old boy.
Yes,
I don't
boy
see
is
him
subjective.
as. Yeah, well, I don't see him as Tim Drake.
No, I don't.
Dude's
I don't,
almost 30 and he still looks like he hasn't learned how to shave.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I can't take Tom Holland serious, especially trying to play treasure hunter Nathan Drake.
Who's
No,
I can't think of his name. The guy who played Sully in the movie.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, I would have believed more of a Drake than Tom Holland.
Yes, that's what a lot of people said.
Because Mark Wahlberg was not old enough to be Sully.
No, they were both way too young. I just and I love the Uncharted games, so yeah, that kind of irked the hell out of me, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Just another failure because you didn't listen to fans, idiots. It's your fault.
In the past, changelings were a powerful enemy of the Federation, united in purpose. But when the Dominion War ended, there was a schism. A terrorist faction broke away, unwilling to accept defeat. I was contacted by a close friend within the link.
Odo.
Man of honor. He informed me of this rogue group, but if Starfleet were to acknowledge their existence,
We would be reigniting the Dominion War.
they can look and sound like anyone, any species.
What is it they want? A second war?
No, I believe they may be planning another attack. And Starfleet could be the target.
What could be so big that they would use a portal weapon like that? It's just a distraction.
Perhaps it is as you said, to draw attention from something else that was stolen.
The real weapon.
We should get to Daystrom Station. It may be our only hope for answers. You and I, Raphael, are now partners.
Yeah, Worf is so much more forgiving than I would be.
Yeah. Worf is one of the best characters of Picard, yeah.
He's one of the best characters in Star Trek.
Yeah, we were
I'd say
talking about
across
that
the
earlier.
board, yeah.
Yep, we were talking about that earlier.
And Michael Dorn is just fucking awesome.
Yes.
Just putting that out there. The man who plays Worf, the man who brings him to life, is fucking fantastic, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, the leak is gone. The Shrike's trail is cold.
Great. Let's get us out of here. LaForge, prepare for warp.
Sir, Jack was ambushed. He thinks it was a changeling.
Oops.
Sir, we have just had an explosion. Warp energy is falling to zero, Captain. We lost a power conduit. We are unable to go to warp.
We'll turn the ship around and fight. We'll lose. We're out of options, Captain. We fight or we die.
I mean, those are your choices.
They are now. And that doesn't make Picard right. It does not make what Jean-Luc said earlier any more credible until now, because now there is no option. They did have the option to run, and that was the best option.
No, and I agree with you, but yeah, now their choices are fight or die.
Yeah, and would you rather die on your knees or die fighting? That's an easy call.
Prepare to.
What happened?
Arc us around for a rear assault.
Oh, there it goes.
The strike ball trail was coming up right behind
She's already done. Will,
now fire everything we've got.
Oh, not good.
Right up the poop chute.
I mean, it's like, bros, you fired right at their face.
Yeah, given what they'd already experienced, this was a tactical error.
It was a massive tactical error. Unless you're firing to the side or the rear of that thing, what are you doing? I mean, you couldn't have been that desperate. You could have tried to fly, I don't know, like shoot from the rear as you fly by it. I mean, come on. Anyway, I didn't really care for that as much. I was kind of like, that felt kind of like, it felt incompetent to me.
Ship not responding.
Yeah, it's like they forgot these guys had a fucking portal device.
Yeah.
Oh, this next part is what Riker says to Picard.
Shrike, retreating?
We're sinking, Captain. Towards the gravity well.
I have no control. We're heading right for it.
Well,
Remove yourself from the bridge. You just killed us all.
Woo, that's heavy.
Yes.
He ain't wrong. One does wonder what sort of anomaly this is, being that it's clearly a gaseous nebula. How is there a gravity well inside it? But
yeah, it's a great point. Samuel, how's your stream looking?
So far still up. So
mine's still up too.
Sounds like you guys avoided the ban hammer.
We avoided it for once. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Well, apparently if you fight back enough, they give you a little more rope to hang yourself with, which I'm cool with.
Yeah, well, I only hang myself enough to, autoerotic asphyxiate a little bit.
Only when it's fun for you.
Who died in their closet from autoerotic asphyxiation when they're masturbating? Who was that? What celebrity?
David Carradine.
David Carradine.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yep.
It's happened to a bunch of people, but he was probably the most famous of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a district or not a local a prominent attorney in the area that I live in about 25 years ago, who died in much the same way. And his secretary was helping him out with that, which I imagine was awkward, and it came to explaining it to his wife.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. And I got to be quite frank. I'd probably tell most guys, if there's a girl that's into that, maybe don't.
Yeah.
You never know how fast that could turn on you. He strangled me.
That's not a thing that I bring with me to the bedroom ever, and I've been asked before, just like, hey, you want to choke me a little bit? I was like, no, I don't. Well, why not? I was like, because this is a situation in which people tend to lose control. And if I lose control and I hurt you, I'm not going to be okay with that. So I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta have a safe word. Bananas, that works.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get a safe word out when they can't breathe.
Okay, tap my leg.
The safe word is pineapple.
Yeah. It just flicked me in the left testicle really hard.
Clue, he died doing what he loved.
Hey, Clue.
Hey, what's up, man? I'll give him a rim shot. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, it was rough though, because a friend of mine I went to school with, her dad was another prominent attorney here who was friends with the guy. So as hilarious as that situation was, I mean, it sucks if somebody died, but as hilarious as that situation was, I couldn't make fun of it. I was hamstrung by my friendships.
Yeah. Well, at least you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't make fun of it to them.
It was 25 years ago. It's fair game now, but.
Oh yeah, no, definitely fair game now. So, gentlemen, what did we overall think of this episode? I think this one was much better than the last. Definitely more stakes, a lot more heavy-handed. I think it was definitely better than the last one. What do we give the last one? Like 6.5 out of 10 or something?
Well, we haven't been rating them.
Oh, okay. No, that was on Monday night. We rated it. It was 6 out of 10. Okay.
I would. Yeah, let's see the last one. So this is episode 3. So the last one would have been when I don't know, man. It's already faded from my damn memory.
The first 4 episodes of this season they're building, and each one of them gets better and better. I know there's some episodes later that are kind of a lull where they're not as good, and then it ratchets back up again. But
I think Alf's right. The next episode is probably my favorite up until the last 2.
Yeah, the next episode I think concludes the first arc of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's fucking incredible. It's got a few moments in that are, I don't want to use the word jizz-worthy because I think I've talked about jizz enough this time around, but it kind of is.
I just finished, guys. Woo! Thanks.
Yeah.
Feel better. God.
So, but yeah, no, this next one's pretty good. I like this one. I like the reveal of the changelings. I was a little surprised that they were the villains, but I don't hate it because I don't feel that they've had any time to shine at all since Deep Space Nine ended.
Well, yeah, if they were really prominent in Deep Space Nine, I think that's a great callback. And I think revenge is in a sense is as we're understanding it right now is a great motivation. I kind of like that.
Yeah, and I like that. I like the reference to Odo. What Outpost Nerd said. Shout out to Rene Auberjonois, the man who played him, who passed away a while back. Did a lot of voiceover work too. And by all accounts, very, very, very nice man. About half of the fucking the Deep Space Nine crew is gone now.
Well,
Really?
Also with the same thing with Babylon 5, and they want to reboot that. It's like,
Babylon 5, it's more than half of the.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's only like 2 or 3 of the original cast left alive.
Yeah, I think the original commander, the actor who played him, died in the first season.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That's why they went to Bruce Boxleitner's, because the original guy he did not survive the first season of that show.
Wow. I started a while back, started going back and watching Babylon 5. I didn't get out of the first season. That first season's kind of rough.
I hear it gets better.
I heard it gets a lot better in later seasons, just like TNG. The first season of TNG is kind of rough.
Yes, Clue, he was. He was the guy who did the only song in that whole fucking movie that was worth a damn. The Les Poissons. Les Poissons. Les Poissons. Hee hee hee. Ho ho ho.
What
That's
was
part
that?
of that whole movie. The guy
I'm
who
just
played
fucking
Odin.
with you, dude. I'm fucking with you. That's just giving you shit. What the fuck?
I'm gonna give you such a kicking.
Oh god, yeah. Speaking of The Little Mermaid, we got that travesty coming up at the end of the month. God, that's gonna be a dumpster fire.
Oh, there's so much flack Disney's getting for that. It's beautiful.
12 days, literally 12
Did you
days.
see the most recent rating, audience rating for Pan and Peter Pan and Wendy?
Yeah, it's
Didn't they
13.
take the audience
13%.
down?
No, and maybe it was a troll, but D-Day Cobra put out that it was at 1%.
Oh no, that was that was for Cleopatra. The Netflix series Cleopatra was at 1%. Peter Pan and Wendy was still at like 14%.
Okay,
Which
that's
is
still disgustingly low.
Abysmal. Yeah, I know. I watched it. It was abysmal. And I've subjected you
Pure
fuckers to it a
girl
little bit
boss.
too.
Pure girl boss, and Peter Pan is apparently an idiot.
I would just like to say for the record, something that's only available on Disney Plus as a movie. We showed a significant amount of it, like we did a Picard here, and I didn't get blocked once by Disney. That's how little they care about that piece of shit.
I think they realized by how much blowback they were getting that it wasn't going to do well.
No. Well, I mean, it's what
I mean,
happens
when you
when you
release
put out
it
a
straight
giant
to
piece of
Disney
shit.
Plus. You release it straight to Disney Plus and not putting it in the theaters. You really don't have any trust in the movie doing well.
Yeah, it says something about how they treated Black Widow too, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think they had any faith in that one either. That's part of why they did day and date.
Yeah.
And they lost probably their best leading lady over it too.
What's funny is I actually enjoyed the first, not the first half of the Black Widow movie, but there was a change somewhere mid to that movie that it took a totally different turn.
Yeah.
And then it just got ridiculous. So,
Well, what they should have did is they never should have did Captain Marvel. They should have did Black Widow first. And it was only because Kevin Feige had a hard-on for Brie Larson, and she was supposed to be the bestest ever to take Thanos down. And then, of course, the Russo brothers are like, dude, fuck that. No. And they pushed back.
They should have had a Black Widow movie in Phase 1, and it should have been R-rated.
And it should have been Budapest.
Yep.
Yes.
We still don't know what fucking we barely know anything about that. It's fucking ridiculous.
We know that that's where Barton encountered her and where Barton got her out of that Red Room shit she was doing.
Oh, they explained what happened in Budapest in the Hawkeye show, and they
Yeah, I
totally
know.
did the Disney thing of making it out to be nothing.
A fucking joke. Yeah, it was nothing but the ha ha ha. It was so terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish the Hawkeye show because I was just like, I don't care.
I haven't watched it.
Don't.
I have. The last thing I watched was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I sat through that whole fucking thing waiting for them to do something that
Freckle Jesus.
No. So they started that show with a really fucking interesting premise, right? So Bucky's having, problems with his guilt and with his PTSD and with all the people he fucking murdered, and he's trying to make up for it, but without putting his neck on the line as much as possible. And he's going to therapy, and he's trying to deal with the fact that he killed all these people and he remembers all of them. And there's even an old man that he's helping out here and there
And they
because
don't
he
even
killed that
talk-
guy's son.
And they don't even talk about it again until the last episode. And it's
They
just kind of
fucking dropped the
passing.
storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the most interesting part of the show, and they could have done something fucking amazing with that.
They're idiots.
U.S. agent was my favorite character from that show.
Yeah, he
He did nothing wrong. He
Yeah.
was fighting terrorists. He killed a terrorist. But
the man who played him very well too. I don't know. He
Kurt-
got a lot of shit for it, but I thought
Kurt
he was
Russell's
good.
son. Yeah. No, I thought he
his face looked funny in the helmet. But
in the helmet, yeah. But he caught a lot of crap because obviously he ended up killing that terrorist, and it literally. It's literally the public perception of it. Like, so he killed the terrorist who ended up killing his friend because they were battling, to the death. Hello. It was the public perception of everybody had their phones on, everybody was recording, and they saw the blood dripping down the shield, and he was automatically an enemy.
It's the same terrorist that put a bunch of civilians in a building, locked them in, and then burnt the building down.
Yeah.
See, and they could have made some really excellent points about the court of public opinion there too.
Mm-hmm.
But they chose to ignore that.
Well, no, because in the court of public opinion, and that basically is a shot across the bow at police officers, that if a police officer shoots somebody in public or whatever, or they have to fight with somebody in public, everybody pulls out their phone and everybody wants to be, on top of this garbage.
Oh, they did that crap earlier, or about mid-season, when they were walking through that neighborhood in Baltimore, and then the cops roll up and try to...
Oh, I know.
That
Are
pissed
you
me off.
kidding me?
Even so U.S. agent, he's obviously federally empowered to do what he's doing and all that stuff. But even if you go back to the movie Kick-Ass, right? I think they made that point better there in the bit where the one dude's getting jumped out in front of the laundromat, and fucking Kick-Ass steps in and gets his ass kicked trying to help this guy, and eventually he just takes so much of it that the other guys are just like, okay, this isn't worth their time anymore. And he asks him, he's like, what the hell's wrong with you? And Kick-Ass he's like, what the hell's wrong with me? 3 guys beating on one dude while everybody else stands around and watches, and you want to know what's wrong with me? I think they made that point much better there than.
And you know what's funny is U.S. agent during that whole show at the beginning, anyways, he was like trying to help Bucky and Falcon. He's like, hey, let's team up. We can work together. And Falcon and Bucky, especially Falcon, he was a dick towards him.
Well, he was he was a self-righteous asshole the whole entire fucking episode. The whole entire show.
He was pouting about giving up the shield. I was like, well, why'd you give it up?
Yeah, it was handed off to you. And look, I'm sorry. I've never liked Sam Wilson is Steve Rogers. It was never the Captain America is not a mantle that's meant to be passed around like a fucking bad prostitute.
Well, and even if it was, it should have been Bucky first.
Well, yeah, because for the record, he has superpower. He
is a super
strength.
soldier.
He's a super soldier.
Falcon's not. He's wearing tech.
And honestly, they could have stretched the show out over 2 seasons. Have like first season Bucky gets it, and then the end of the second season Falcon gets it, and then I don't like the passing around the mantle crap, but that's one way they could have done it.
if they have any hope of saving the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're gonna have to bring Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans back. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to reboot.
So, but that said, that's the last Marvel Disney thing I watched outside of the Sony Spider-Man movie, which was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
No Way Home. No Way Home was great.
I watched Ant-Man and Commie Mania.
I didn't bother.
I saw what was it? I think what do they call themselves? We Got This. Where
Yeah, we got
this
this covered. Yeah.
So they did an article about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and how maybe it's the only one that doesn't have to do with the multiverse recently, and it's doing way better. So maybe people have multiverse fatigue. I was like, dude, it's been 3 fucking movies. It's not multiverse fatigue. It's Marvel fatigue. First of all, and secondly, in their article, they called it Ant-Man in the Wasp: Quantumania.
I can't even hate watch it. After Multiverse of Madness, I can't even hate watch it anymore. After I saw what they did to Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt.
Oh yeah, I know.
I was hate watching that. Now I can't even hate watch it because I don't even want to bother.
Clue, don't worry, we're not going to we're not going to spoil that.
We're not going to spoil Guardians. Don't worry about it, buddy.
I haven't even seen it.
I don't even know if I'm really going to review Guardians in all honesty, because it's a one and done. It's a leftover of what was meant to be still attached to the somewhat attached to the Infinity Saga.
I think it was supposed to come out a lot earlier too.
It was supposed to come out a lot earlier until James Gunn got fired, then rehired, and everything got kind of like fucked around. But no, I have a feeling Guardians was probably supposed to somewhere in the neighborhood kick off Phase 4 and kind of tie up some loose ends from the Infinity Saga, kind of like Black Widow did. Because sorry, dude. Go ahead.
What I heard was that Phase 4 was supposed to be the beginning of a cosmic saga.
Yes.
So doing more of the cosmic storylines, but when James Gunn got fired and all that happened, they changed it to a multiverse saga, which, as you can see, has not done well.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. Well, even Thanos was kind of cosmic in a sense. The Infinity Stones are cosmic,
right.
But yeah, it was supposed to be somebody who was a much bigger threat than even Thanos could be on a cosmic level. And when they changed it to a multiverse, I'm sorry,
that's a short list.
Yeah, it's a very short list, and Kang's not it. Kang, I don't like Kang is trash.
Kang was always a crappy villain in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's just a human from the future who has the the advantage of severe knowledge because he's a descendant of Reed Richard and Sue Storm.
You guys know who the Wizard is?
No, I don't think so.
He's a C tier villain in the comics, and his whole shtick is that he has technology that is so far advanced that it appears to be magic.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's his whole shtick. And it's the same shit as Kang. Nobody gives a fuck about these guys.
What you just said was they kind of technology that's so far to the future, it seems like magic. They did that in Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
When she was like, "Is that magic?" And he's like, "Well, in your eyes, maybe, but to us, it's science and one and the same."
Yeah,
and
even going over to the DC side, one of the rogues, Abracadabra, same deal. Dude from the future with highly advanced technology, happens to look like magic, and he's honestly much more interesting because he goes into the whole theatrical, big handlebar mustache, billowy shirt kind of aspect of it. But yeah,
you brought in Kang before you brought in Dr. Doom.
They brought in Kang before they brought in Reed fucking Richards.
I know. And
without whom there is no Kang.
I know. Without
honestly,
Reed Richards and Sue Storm, there's no Kang.
And I hope they don't bring in the X-Men at this point.
Oh, they're going to.
You mean the mutants?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to. They're going to use. They're probably tied in a little bit to the multiverse stuff, but they're going to use Deadpool 3, I think, as the major jumping off point for that.
I think so too. And that'll launch Phase 6, which is supposed to bring in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
I don't think that they'll stop making movies even if they keep losing. I think it's just going to devolve into like CW level because they're going to have to pull back the budgets. Honestly, they can't keep up these big budget, movies that are just barely breaking even.
You know what they ought to do if they really want to get the low budgets and make some money? They ought to fucking hire the ghost of Roger Corman. That guy could take a low budget and make an entertaining fucking low quality film.
Oh, sorry, I was yawning.
As a matter of fact, I think he did do a Fantastic Four treatment at one point, and it was terrible, but it was fucking entertaining.
I go back and watch the Fantastic Four from the early 2000s, and it's not that bad. I mean, it's cheesy, it's a little corny, but when you go compared to stuff nowadays.
One with Jessica Alba and Michael
Jessica Alba was hot.
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah. I liked those movies when they came out. I mean, I was a lot younger, but I would watch them over anything Phase 4 or 5 today.
Honestly, the only real problem I had with them,
hot too. So
the only real problem I had with them was some of Doom's origins. The actor who played Doom, I thought was great, but
I do too. Yeah.
Some of the way that he originated, I thought was a little wonky, and turning Galactus into a space fart was a big problem for me. But other than that,
I didn't like the Galactus space fart thing. It was
I didn't like the second movie, but the first one I go back and watch.
Yeah.
The first one
I thought
liked.
Fishburne as the Silver Surfer was fucking chef's kiss.
Mm-hmm. I like the Silver Surfer in the second movie. I like the majority of the premise, except for the fact that Galactus is a space fart.
I like how they showed how powerful the Silver Surfer was in the second one. Like they tried to fight him, and they were nothing.
Yeah. Well, and what's kind of funny too is that the Silver Surfer, even along with Adam Warlock, were imperative to the Infinity Saga, and they didn't bring either one of them in.
Nope.
They had a chance to bring Warlock in.
Yeah.
After Guardians 2, they give you a little snippet of him, and then.
Well, they were supposed to have him in it until Gunn got fired. He was supposed to actually have Warlock come into the fact, but then
because Guardians 3 was supposed to take place before Infinity War.
It was supposed to take place.
It was supposed to come out before Infinity War, definitely before Endgame. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, so that guy, this movie's actually been delayed for like fucking 6 years.
Yeah, and then they
all the stuff with Warlock in it. That again, no spoilers, clue, but all the stuff with Warlock in it was supposed to have already happened before Thanos got there. So that Adam Warlock was supposed to be a part of Infinity War and Endgame, like a major part.
And with the and then they replaced Adam Warlock with Captain Marvel, which was fucking horrendous.
Which is hilarious because she gets like 6 minutes of fucking airtime in a 2.5-hour movie.
They negated her as much as possible. Like she had her one scene, and they just try to.
She got yeeted.
Yeah, in a 3-hour and 2-minute movie, she's in it for 12 minutes.
My favorite part of Endgame was the Iron Man, Captain America, Thor fighting. Thanos together. That was awesome.
That was good. Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk about Brie Larson's Captain Marvel girl boss. Oh, she put Thanos to his knees and blah 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 blah, and he headbutted her. Everybody groaned in my theater when that happened. And then when she got punched to the fucking moon and wasn't seen again in the movie, people actually cheered and laughed. Nobody likes her. Like, and look, this is nothing. I'm not necessarily saying anything against Brie Larson. She hasn't talked out of her ass in years. So fine. I mean, since 2018 is when she was running her mouth for the most part.
Yeah, but the character sucks, man.
The character sucks. And I even think Brie Larson has turned over a new leaf. If you saw her, I saw the stuff of her at the Fast X premiere. She was actually smiling. She was being real cordial. I
think Brie Larson knows what sells, and it ain't her feet.
I think Brie got a new PR person. And they basically told her, "You need to shut up, and put your boobs out."
Yeah,
she had a big ass fucking cross on, man. I'm like, did Brie Larson find Jesus?
That's probably just a fucking fashion statement.
Did you guys ever see those videos?
Because it was in Rome.
Did you guys ever see the press videos during when Endgame was going around and all the characters going around? And there wasn't just one interview, it was multiple.
multiple
remember
interviews
one,
where they do
she
not
goes to
like
touch-
her.
She goes to touch one of them. He's like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah, that was
Don
Cheadle. Yep. He
Or
said
no,
he said
"I
he
asked
said
you
don't.
not to touch me."
He's like, I've already told you about this once, and he follows it up with that, like talking to a kid. I've told you about this once already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
I would just.
she's with Thor or
Yep.
what's his name?
Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah,
Don
and she's
Cheadle,
like,
and her.
she's like, I'm the best or strongest Avenger, and he just looks over and smirks
He's
at
like,
her.
okay.
He's like, yeah, okay.
You know, I gotta say this, and I've said this before publicly, and I'm gonna say it again until I'm blue in the goddamn face. Carol Danvers is not a good character, has never been a good character, and was at her very, very best when Rogue put her in a coma for 10 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel was a derivative of a derivative.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, she was Miss Marvel until Sana Amanat made Miss Marvel a self-insert of herself.
Well, she was Miss Marvel, she was Warbird, she was binary, she was all these different things over time and all that stuff. But she was, as Alf says, a derivative of Marvel.
Yes, Marvel.
And she wasn't even the second Captain Marvel. She was like the third or fourth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even what's her name? Pulsar, Quasar, or whatever.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, even she was Captain Marvel before fucking Carol Danvers was.
Yes,
And,
yes, she was.
You know, and it just.
Well, they went with that the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel because that was the current one, I believe, in the comics.
Yeah.
They're trying to line them up with the comics. Is really what they're trying to do.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And the Captain Marvel had started receiving a bigger push towards the end of the 2010s, and all that in the comic books, because she started showing up in fucking video games and things like that, and you know, like this character that those of us who grew up in the 90s and watched like the 90s X-Men cartoon, for example, we only knew Carol Danvers as that lady in the coma that Rogue had put there and stolen her fucking powers.
We kept joking about that. It was like when Brie was getting big with the Infinity War, and we were like, "So when is Rogue gonna come by and kill her?"
Yeah, pretty much. Well, she doesn't die eventually, which is but yeah.
Well, I remember in the original X-Men animated series that they went along this path and said that Rogue's telling the story. She's like, "Yeah, I killed." I think that's what she said. I think she said she killed her.
I think Rogue believed that she killed her, and Mystique let her believe that she killed her. But she didn't actually kill her. She was in a coma that whole time, because eventually
she took
does
her powers,
wake up.
though, or at least
Yeah.
her ability to fly and super strength.
And the invulnerability.
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys something, since this is kind of morphed. This was coming out during the Endgame run, and we have Chris Hemsworth, we have Denai Guerrera, and we have Jeremy Renner, and they're answering questions, and all the Avengers are like answering questions and stuff, right? One of the questions is, this is how much of a troll this is, that even Denai does not like Brie Larson, because she fucking trolls Chris Hemsworth with its next question.
Cute kids. Get to know them.
Who can pick up Thor's hammer? Captain Marvel.
Don't you dare.
See? Look at that.
She
Don't you
laughs.
dare. Because she knows they don't like her. Like, you literally, these two had bad interviews, both sitting next to Brie Larson. It's a fucking joke on the set, and I laughed my ass off
Yeah,
hysterically.
you're right. There was an interview with Jeremy Renner where he just was.
Yes.
He looked disgusted to be next to her.
Yeah, because they asked, what do you use your platform as a superhero now on the big screen to, and she's like, Brie Larson's like, to like the usual fucking garbage. And Jeremy Renner's like, I don't use my platform for anything. He's like, let me see if I can find that one too. Since we're fucking strolling down memory lane here.
No, it's worth it to point this out.
Yeah.
None of the Marvel cast, they all seem to get along really well, except with her.
Yeah.
Which I think says something about her personally, because like it's possible that like she could have rankled all of us as fans and like said all this dumb shit and all that stuff, and still been very personable and pleasant in their presence in person with her fellow cast members, because she's got to work with these fucking people, right? There's no reason not to. But apparently, she was less than pleasant to be around the whole time for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I found the right spot. So hopefully
Yep.
this is it.
He already looks like he wants to be anywhere else.
Look at it with responsibility. I mean,
Hold on.
With a lot of responsibility, do you look at it that
I like
way?
how when she's talking, he's just looking off to the side like, I don't care to be here.
Mm-hmm. It's like, please, God, make her stop talking.
They were trying to pawn it off too. I know a lot of people like, oh, they were jet lagged. They had to fly to India and blah, blah. And it's like, no, he does not want to be there. He wants like,
I mean, I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much
His whole
good as I can.
demeanor
It
is
doesn't mean that
perfect.
I don't make mistakes, but I'm very comfortable with that and allowing myself to learn from those mistakes.
Yeah, I'm pretty accountable and responsible in my own life. Right. So, celebrity is not something that I use as any sort of platform to be more responsible or accountable, I suppose. As there's certainly an absolute blessing to see the joy on kids' faces.
Yeah.
That
See, that's what
couldn't
makes
be the-
Renner such a good guy. Like I mean, he almost got killed by a snowplow trying to save his one of his family members' lives.
I know. He's a top notch dude. Let me see if I can find this last one with Chris Hemsworth.
If you like Renner's movies and shit, I would. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend watching a movie called Tag.
I have seen that.
It's fantastic, and he's excellent in it. It's got John Hamm and a bunch of other dudes.
What's that show on Paramount Plus that he's in where he's? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I've been watching that. That's pretty good with him in it.
I don't think I know that one.
Let me look it up while he's looking for that video.
Yeah, I've just found it. It's a bit longer, but we can poke through it just for fun. I mean, we're fucking hanging out. Who cares, right? We did Picard. We're fucking around.
Yeah, we've been done with the episode for like 30 minutes.
I know, right? Yeah, I think we ended at we stopped it at 2:07-ish.
Yeah.
Figuring out this character, but very much in the dark. There was no script to read. There wasn't even, it wasn't all fleshed out yet with the Captain Marvel solo film either. So it was just kind of finding our way, but it was a good group of people to figure it out with, right, guys?
Yeah.
Wasn't it fun being there for all my extra takes?
Signed you up.
What I tell you about the touching?
Mm-hmm.
Look at her face afterwards.
Don, what was it like when somebody new comes in? Is there like
all the hard stuff and makes me look cool, and then but now I've told you, it doesn't make me look cool, does it? Because you know that I don't actually do it.
So you don't do.
I
See,
do all
this
my
is the thing.
stunts.
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did, and
Could
then
have Tom Cruise over here.
no, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, he does his own stunts. No, I do. We all do stunts.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that are like, you might die. So I'm like, you can do that one.
Yeah. Built, and we kind of get to come back and meet each other again, see each other again. There's a real, I think, affection among the cast members, except for
No, this is terrible.
Hey, look at their faces. They're not joking.
No, they're not joking. She's like, except for I'm going to the most played part. So
so it can go on, and like I said, there's been a sort of a passing of the torch, and Bree just has to not screw it up.
Any pressure with that?
I felt okay until he
I
said
like how
that.
he laughed when he said that too.
Yeah,
He was being serious.
Screw it up. Oh.
Oh,
God.
The name of that show that Jeremy Renner's in, Mayor of Kingstown.
Okay. No, I have heard. Yeah, I have heard of that.
It's got 2 seasons. It's really good.
I might check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also recommend, if you like Don Cheadle, whether you like the direction that they've taken these days or not, Funny or Die did some sketches with him a few years back where he played Captain Planet, and they are fucking hilarious.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I remember Captain Planet. Wow, it's so terrible.
Yeah, it goes down a very dark storyline, but it's very funny.
So Mayor of Kingstown is another Taylor Sheridan show.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hate is for Taylor Sheridan. I don't know. I guess because
Because he makes content for people in the middle of the country.
yeah, I guess I don't. That's what I'm assuming. He doesn't make content for people in New York and L.A.
Exactly.
So also, I mean that's one reason that what's his name is leaving. Because I guess he wouldn't kowtow to him.
Oh,
damn it! I
from Waterworld and the post.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. That's Costner.
Yeah, Kevin Costner. Yeah, he.
I've heard Costner's difficult to work with on set.
He
though
hasn't done anything in years, and he fucks it up. Like you gotta have some fucking humility, man. If you haven't done anything in years and you get a big show, why would you fucking piss on that?
He hasn't done anything in Hollywood in years. He's been busy elsewhere.
Has he? Well,
Yeah.
I know that Nick Rekieta went to a benefit where they were auctioning something off, and I guess Kevin Costner was part of the meet and greet, and they said that he was a dick, and you could just tell he wanted to do his thing and get out of there for charity event.
So after he did Dances with Wolves, he got real invested in the whole Indian territory and preserving all that. So what is the first thing he does? He buys up a huge chunk of the fucking Black Hills, which he owns, by the way. He's not sharing it. He's turned it into this kind of like monument or preserve or whatever it's called, Tatanka. And yeah, it's a tourist trap, but it's certainly not land that he gave back to the natives that he was purportedly all about. And they're like, as far as I'm concerned, they fucking lost the war. They don't get to have it back. But you don't have to go and say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna preserve their heritage with this monument that I built, and then won't let them on.
Well, I mean, look, I'm all for preserving the heritage. I mean, that is part of American history.
Sure, but it's basically a patch of it's a patch
like,
of the Black Hills that's just trees and a couple of fucking statues of buffalo that he commissioned.
Yeah, no, it's a vanity project, so he looks good.
Yeah,
it's like anything else. It's like anything else Hollywood does.
It's right outside of Deadwood, South Dakota.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's kind of what's sad is that Hollywood actors are worse than the U.S. government when it comes to vanity projects. At least the U.S. government, when they make like a national monument or a national forest or something like that, they actually take it pretty seriously and try to actually make sure it's preserved as good as possible and not disturbed.
Yeah, I mean, like on the one hand, he is preserving it. Nobody's allowed to do anything with that land. It's gonna fucking disrupt it. And odds are there's probably fucking gold or silver or uranium underneath that fucking land. Black Hills is chock full of that stuff.
Yeah.
So nobody's mining on it. Nobody's cutting the trees down, and that's I suppose something. But at the same time, it is about vanity. It's not about a nobler purpose.
Yeah, it's not about giving back. It's not like I don't like when Hollywood does these vanity projects and they try to pat themselves on the back. I prefer, legitimate actors that do real things and they don't brag about it. But anyway, I guess we can go around the horn since we're about 20 minutes shy of 3 hours. Mr. Horny Alf, he is the wizard of the horny.
Gandalf.
Gandalf, yeah, Gandalf.
You can catch me on Twitter dropping memes, doing some pop culture, political commentary.
Shit, thank you. I need to put everybody's descriptions in there. Fuck, that's my bad.
I also started a Twitch channel that I've been streaming games on, and then once I'm done with the stream, I usually re-upload to my my YouTube channel for rewatch. But come check me out. I'm probably gonna do a stream tomorrow. I got one scheduled for 09 Central Standard Time, so I need more average viewers per stream. That's the last thing I got before I can get affiliate status. Right now I'm at 2.28 average. I need 3. So
yeah, I watched your World of Warship stream, tried to help you out. So I'll try to see if I can't hop in and watch a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that. I'm probably gonna play for 2 to 3 hours, and hopefully get some viewers on there. And the New Vegas, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, and that's been a popular game to stream.
I love
it. Good game.
Fallout. Oh, it's an incredible game. Okay, everybody, I updated the description because I'm a jackass. I forgot to do it. Pot call, Fuck it. So yeah, everybody's descriptions is now their links are in the description, and you should be able to find everybody easily. So
I've
yeah,
got everybody's YouTube links in the description on my channel.
Okay, yeah, I did manage to update Alf with the Twitch and the YouTube, so he's
Yeah,
good to go.
I'm probably gonna steal that from you.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. Mr. Alf, I followed you on Twitch. So
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, if you don't mind following me back, I need to focus on my Twitch a little bit too.
Okay.
Samuel, I do. Hey, you know what? Real quick, fuck it, I don't care. Do you guys use? How do you guys stream on? Do you guys use StreamYards or whatever? Like,
so the reason why I use Twitch instead of YouTube, streaming directly to YouTube, is because I don't have a computer that can handle it or a capture card. So
okay.
I stream directly from my Xbox, which can
You're using
can do
Xbox,
to Twitch.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to use a capture card for that to stream directly to YouTube.
Yeah,
through a computer. When I'm doing it, I'm streaming from my PS4 directly to to YouTube.
Yeah, PlayStation allows that.
Yeah,
but
because
Xbox
I don't
doesn't.
have a capture card either.
I think Xbox has a special deal with because what is it? Amazon owns Twitch.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
they have some kind of special deal with Microsoft. So,
well, the reason I'm asking is because my allergies aren't kicking my ass. So I was thinking about playing a game maybe after this. But
yeah, I was going to ask you. I'm probably going to play some Warships after this. If you wanted to play, I can join in.
Okay. Is Twitch YouTube about movie? Is Twitch YouTube about movie clipping? Clue asks.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Yeah, I'm not either. No, Twitch. You're talking about Twitch. Twitch and YouTube are independent of each other.
I have noticed since I've been uploading my Twitch streams to YouTube that YouTube is way more anal about copyright claims.
Well, I also know that I think because of the Amazon deal, you can do watch-alongs on Twitch as long as you're doing it on Amazon Prime through Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
because they own all that stuff. So.
Yeah, you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch. So I think when you do that, you can do watch-alongs.
Yeah, okay. Are they uptight about movie clipping? I think it depends on the movie and the source.
So here's my problem. Like when I played games, there's copyright music in some of the games. I played Fortnite. I played even New Vegas. I got claimed on when I moved it to YouTube, but no single claim, not a single claim on Twitch.
Yeah, supposedly that's supposed to be ending, but no. The reason I ask is because you see some of our bigger cohorts. They seem to be streaming like larger higher bandwidth games and stuff like that. But it looks like they're going through StreamYard somehow. But when I tried to,
they're not using StreamYards for the most part for that. They're using things like OBS.
Yeah, which I started with OBS, but how do you attach OBS to StreamYard, or is it independent? I don't understand their setup. I don't get it.
I think Kat might know more about that because she uses OBS to stream her shit.
Okay.
But most of those guys you're talking about have like actual powerful gaming computers too. So like I don't know as much about that as they would.
A lot of them go straight from their PC, so they don't need a capture card or anything. Because a lot of the ones I know, like Heel versus Babyface, he does almost exclusively PC now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got two gaming PCs, and I tether them with the capture card. So because I want one just to be tethered with the live stream, and the other one just doing the gaming, so neither one is bogged down too much in any way, shape, or form. I just want the best performance, so I set it up that way. But
yeah,
no,
we used to call that slaved.
Oh, okay.
Slaved. Yes, that you slaved the computers to each other.
No, well, well, you probably can't call it that anymore.
No, they get pissy about it, but that's what it is.
Okay, well, my computers are slaved to each other, and so when I started, I was using OBS and I was recording all my videos and stuff like that. But I started using StreamYards when OBS went through an update, and it was kind of a piece of shit. You use OBS as a virtual camera and set that camera in StreamYards.
Okay.
Oh, so no, I have read about that. I thought when it meant a virtual camera, it meant like cameras in your face, but it acts as like a capture camera.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay, because StreamYard is like low bit rate.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
OBS, okay.
I think I know. Yeah, because you got to go into the settings on OBS and be like, live, set up the live capture stuff, which basically captures whatever's on your screen, and you can take that and put that as your as your shit in streamers. But you do need a capture card to do that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which I do have one. So I will dick around with that because that's what I've been wanting to do. Because I I want the functionality of StreamYards to be able to pull comments up and stuff like that. And but I don't want the slowness that, like, remember when I tried to play Atomic Heart that first time, like it was fucking atrocious. And that's one reason I haven't really picked it up again, is because, like, look, I don't want to just stream through OBS. I want to try to tether them, and I couldn't figure out how to fucking do it. But I'll poke around on it now. So sorry guys, I interrupted the outro.
No worries.
Hey Ryan, if you want to play Warships or Sea of Thieves, I don't know if you have that. I know Sea of Thieves is cross-platform with PC as well, as long as you're using the Xbox. And with the Xbox, I can play with you on my console if you play on PC. I don't know if you have an Xbox, but
I don't have an Xbox. I have a PS4 and I have a PC. I don't know if I have Sea of Thieves yet. I have not.
That's a good one. I streamed that the other night on Twitch, and I got some of my highest views since.
Okay.
I played with a couple guys in the Legion, and it was a blast. That's a game you want to play with other people. It's not as fun, but when you play solo.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like Fortnite, right? You want to get together with your friends. No, I don't have Sea of Thieves yet. I think it's on my library list though.
But if you got Warships on your PS4, then we can link up. Just shoot me a DM.
Okay. I'm going to fuck with my settings, and I'll let you know when I get everything figured out. So yeah, all right. Mr. Samuel.
Yes, sir.
What you got going on?
Not too much. Might be doing some more game stream later tonight. My friend Amira will be on the Lapeef Network this evening doing I don't know what the topic is yet, so I'm not gonna go into that. I don't know, but I gotta be there to support her in the chat. So and then I've got once again gotta make the announcement just to make sure that everybody who missed it for whatever reason, despite all of the previous announcements on various other shows and the shit that I put in the community tab, Abyssal Musings is no longer on Thursday nights. It is now Friday nights. Same time slot. Just keep that in mind. And then, obviously, if I can make it to your Royal Rumble on Fridays, I will do so. And we've got Screaming to the Void on Saturdays, and back here for probably one of the best episodes of the season. Episode 4 on Sunday.
Big Box says I've used CyberLink screen recorder. Okay. All right. I mean, definitely have some options. Like I said, I'm gonna dick around with my settings because I like OBS. That's what I started with, but I like the chat functionality and like the videos and stuff, and the countdown of StreamYard's much better.
I've used OBS to create and edit a couple of little things here and there, but I haven't really delved that deep into it, so I don't fully understand the software. Not yet. Yeah. No, so the streamer that I kind of modeled my setup, he has 2 slave computers also, and that's why I did it the way I did, because he had one just focusing on one thing. So like if his gaming computer for some reason crashed because the game wasn't working right through Steam, which sometimes that happens, his streaming computer wouldn't go down, so he would be still live instead of like fucking dead air, And so I was like, okay, well, that's pretty smart. And that's why I did it like that. Also, I was like, you're not bogging that. You're only one computer's doing one thing and the other one's doing the other thing, and it's like, you're not having to share, processor usage. Steaks will be done soon. Well, thank you so much, Big Box. I mean that with love, but fuck you so much.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Yeah, Samuel, awesome. Anything else, dude?
No, that's about it. That's all I got for today. So
all right. I have a feeling you'll probably be playing fucking Monster Hunter again at like 2 a.m.
I'm going to try not to, because I actually have to work tomorrow, so I'll probably try and do that later this evening instead.
See. But yeah, okay. So myself, JV, Joker voice, Lily 300 Mirrors. She's doing school, but hopefully she can make it. Tyler the Redbeard, Shadow of Hawk, and probably not Nomi because she's still on vacation. Hopefully Mr. Grant Gregory can make it, but anyway, that's usually the Monday night crew. We stream. We talk about we're going to be talking about Game of Thrones season 3, episode number 7. We're going to be doing a breakdown just like we did with Picard episode 3 today. It's a lot of fun. You won't want to miss it. And don't really have anything going on until Friday night again. Friday night's Royal Rumble, and then of course we repeat the weekend all over again. Saturday night is Screaming Into the Void, and then of course Vets Talking, second stream Saturday night, and then on Sunday we do Picard season 3 episode number 4.
I'm going to put this out there real quick before we finish up. So I know that Shadow has been watching Picard. He's been talking about it. Right? He's been watching season 3.
Yeah.
Let's not bring him on.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm guessing he doesn't like it.
Does he not like it?
No. I think he likes it just fine. I'm just like, I don't want to have to sit there and go through like 30 fucking years of my Star Trek experience every time he has a hot take.
Yeah.
Has he not seen TNG?
I don't think he has. I don't think he's seen most of it.
I don't think he's seen most of it. I didn't he say he saw the original trilogy? Original series or something because his dad showed it to him.
Yeah, I think he said.
I think
he said
that's
he's seen
it.
that,
Though.
but his big experiences with Enterprise and further on from there, but he doesn't really know much of the older stuff.
I got Commander Phil going through watching TNG for the first time, and I envy being able to watch it again for the first time.
I know, like, isn't it well, even if it's been like a couple of decades, like it has for me, like going through it again is like it's like whoa, I forgot how good this was. Big Box says I subbed. Shit's
Appreciate
dope.
it, man. Appreciate it.
Much appreciated. So thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you follow Gandalf there because he did not pass through fire and death to bandy crooked words with a witless cat.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, feel free to bounce. I know that the outro is 3 minutes long, so feel free to bounce if you want to. But last comment for Big Box says, new Trek has problems, but ultimately Trek is Trek. I'll take what I can get. And see, that's kind of how I feel about Star Wars. I love Star Trek, but I'm a much bigger Star Wars fan. And even though The Mandalorian season 3 was not good and had a lot of problems, there were still things about it I liked. So I bit the bullet and sucked it up. But not everybody. Yeah. He says same on Star Wars. Yeah, I feel you, dude. We hopefully eventually all these critiques and criticisms and reviews eventually they'll get it right. So. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. We will see you guys next time. And Sam, you know what? Why don't you say your outro for us?
My personal one or the one I've been doing for this?
Oh, either one. I don't fuck care. I did you do one for this last time? I forgot.
Engage.
Yep.
Back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song. And all